This is the KNOX pregame show. Brought to you by True North Equipment. True to your values, driven by you. And Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Metcalf was able to hold that, but they stayed with the puck back behind the net. Blue got it, took a chance out in front to Zeal with a tap in that will score. Parks out of the shotgun, takes the snap, stepping, looking, back shoulder fade to Mackey, and he catches it for a Red River touchdown.
It's time for the best in local sports coverage with KNOX Live Sports and News Radio 1310 KNOX.
Puck goes free to the high slot, picked up Lovejoy, wrister, and he scores. Reardon working right side, defended the entire way. A stop by Dookie. She looks into J.C. Reardon. The high-low is there.
The following is a presentation of KNOX Live Sports, presented by Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales.
Off to the right, down to the doorstep. Hoganson, a backhander, he scores. What a play for Griffin Hoganson.
Let's go live to tonight's presentation.
We welcome everybody to our coverage of high school football tonight in the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports as we get ready for game number 2 of our doubleheader tonight. It'll be Grand Forks Red River at home to take on West Fargo Horace in a matchup that has plenty of preseason hype to it after these two teams met for a big prize at the end of last season. Ryan Cunningham with you here tonight for KNOX Live Sports, and we're glad to have you along this evening from Cushman Field. And this will be a rematch of the two teams that played for a state championship a year ago, and it doesn't get a whole lot bigger than that. And yet, in talking with the head coaches, particularly Grand Forks Red River's Vern Muir, he'll tell you that you forget some of those things as you get ready for this matchup. Why? A lot of very good players from both of those teams were lost due to graduation, and so it's not the same situation going forward as it was back in 2024. Gone is a huge receiving core for Grand Forks Central and a quarterback that made it work, along with an all-state type of kid that was running the football, and that's just for Red River. As far as West Fargo Horace, their starting quarterback graduates as well, and they graduate a couple of key pieces offensively and defensively. But tonight, West Fargo Horace is going to bring back one of the players that's definitely worth watching throughout the course of the season. Aiden Green was a fantastic mover of the football last year for West Fargo Horace, and if they are able to fill the right pieces and make him a dynamic part of their team, they have an opportunity to still be a very, very potent football team. Only now, West Fargo Horace is at the 3A level, no longer at the 2A level, so they're going to step up in competition throughout the course of the year. And in the end, the rematch of the two state finalists from a year ago, well, have to put a little bit of a lid on that because these will be different teams that are getting ready to do battle coming up tonight, but it should make for a great matchup between the two with the history that was between them. Now, both teams have to go and find a new quarterback. Grand Forks Red River is going to settle in on Reese Walters tonight. He got into a competition with Matt Dosh, and Matt Dosh, a great athlete. They're going to use him at wide receiver and a bit at quarterback this evening as well, and so maybe still a little unsettled in that quarterback decision for Grand Forks Red River. Was West Fargo Horace has found a direction to go in, and we'll see if their leadership at the other positions can carry them through for a Game 1 victory. We're happy to have you along with us here tonight on KNOX Live Sports and the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Our pregame report is brought to you this evening by our friends at Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. And our pregame report tonight is also brought to you in part by our friends at True North Equipment. True to your values and ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. We start our pregame report with our coaches conversation. Vern Muir is the head coach of Grand Forks Red River, joining us for a conversation about the upcoming battle tonight. Coach, it's been a while since you played a game. Obviously, the last one you played was for the state championship against this very team. And now things look a little bit different. A lot of mainstay players from a year ago have graduated from Grand Forks Red River. I know most coaches would say that just means it's an opportunity for new players to step in and play the game. But tell us a bit about how the camp is gone, getting ready to play a first game, and how the effort's been trying to replace some of those players that did so many big things for you a year ago.
Yeah, so our biggest my concern was that, the guys that are back for us this year have kind of just watched our seniors and deferred to their leadership and everything. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen when those guys were on and who was going to step into those roles and everything. And it's surprisingly, I guess to me, and maybe it's not, shouldn't be surprising, but I feel like this group they've done, the things that I was worried about aren't coming to fruition, that we're a pretty tight group again, and they're pretty serious about what's going on. And I think some of that has to do that Obviously, we didn't win that last game of the year, and these guys want to try to get back there. Now, of course, we got 9 weeks to get through to even before we even think that that's even a possibility. But if you talk to any of those guys, they'll tell you that that's probably the goal again, is that's, it's that, or it's not going to be considered to be the best time for them. But we need to play a game. Like I said, a lot of our guys watched last year were special teams guys. We only bring back a handful of guys that stepped on the field on a regular basis. So a lot of new faces, unproven in a complete varsity game, but I feel like the preparation they've done so far in practice, it feels like that we're ready to go. We just have to go play and see what we can do and see if we can tackle people and just see what our guys can do. We had a scrimmage a week ago from last Friday. So that was pretty early in practice, and it was nice just to do something against somebody else that isn't us and hit people and try to tackle and stuff. And then we've just been practicing against ourselves since then. So we're ready to start playing games and see where we're at, and hopefully, we'll see what we can do on Friday and go from there.
A lot of holes to fill that we're aware of, obviously, with the quarterback graduating, good running back graduating. There were a number of other positions that graduated as well. There were some players that were there, but tell me a bit about some of the guys that we will see in those new spots and how the battles went for maybe a quarterback job or a running back position. What were those battles like, and who ultimately comes out as a playmaker or two to watch tonight?
Sure. So the quarterback one is probably the one that most people are always interested in. And we had a junior and a senior, Reese Walters and Matt Dosh. Both of them are pretty much the same kind of looking athlete. They're both tall, long guys, athletic dudes. And Matt was coming off an arm injury from baseball, so we weren't real sure what all he was going to be able to do throughout the summer. That injury has healed up fine and dandy, and towards the end of the summer, he was able to do everything he could to have good competition with Reese. And so I think right now Reese is probably a little bit ahead as far as what we're going to do with him when he's at the helm. But Matt has still a role there at quarterback for us, and we're also going to use him as a receiver because he has developed into such a really good athlete that our team is better when he's on the field in some capacity. And he catches the ball fairly well, at least in practice. So right now he's probably the leading receiver in practice with all the balls he's been catching. So we hopefully can utilize him as a quarterback and a receiver, and then Reese will be the quarterback at the other time. So that's how that's shaken out. Running back, Ethan Brandvold, Cam Mirian, and Connor Bishop Diaz will share time there with, I don't know how that rotation, Noah and Cam maybe getting a little bit more than Connor, but we feel like we got 3 guys that we can roll through there to have fresh legs. Receiver, like I said, Matt's there. Caden Tossenson's a junior that's rotating in right now. Noah Iverson's a senior, kind of getting some looks there too. We got a couple other juniors. We just gotta, there's some guys that we just gotta, probably about a 4 or 5 rotation right now. We'll probably whittle it down to 3, maybe 4. Like I said, we just have to go to a game and see who's going to make plays there. Jack Helgeson's emerged at the tight end spot with Oliver Pieper kind of behind him. Obviously, Jack being a senior and physically a little bit more developed, he's probably got a little bit more of a head start there, but Oliver has made some really nice catches in practice and just got to keep working on the blocking part of it, but he should be able to roll in there a little bit. And then our O-line, we're inserting a few new pieces. We don't have a Division I FBS prospect for the first time in 6 years. So we bring back Ryan Ward and Xander Wayne. And then we have Landon Holine right now is at the center spot, and Beam and Dom Leach are the other 2 pieces. And then we have a couple guys that are waiting in the wings that I don't know if they'll get in on purpose or if someone's not getting the job done, if we'll insert them in for the next week. But we got a few other guys that are kind of waiting in the wings that we feel pretty good about to put in there. So like I said, we don't have a lot of guys that, saw the field last year, but we feel like we have some pretty nice pieces to replace. The unknown thing is these guys, they played JV football full-time last year and played special teams for us or roles here. So now they got to go out there and be the guys. So that's why I'm just going to keep saying we got to play a game on Friday to see where we're at.
Your offense was so dynamic last year that what gets lost in translation were the plays that your defense made. They were so good last year, and they just – I guess when the offense does its job, it stands out. When the defense does its job, it's just doing a job. Defensively, when you take a look at your team, do you feel like you have some players that can step in and replicate some of the success that you had a year ago?
Yeah, our strength of our D last year was the guys up front. It was just hard to push JB Walters and I'm drawing blanks on names. Jake Foss around. I mean, those were two, and Cam was such a dynamic splash play guy. They just made a lot of plays for us, and they were all really good athletes. So I mean, they're just hard to deal with those guys. And so the guys we're putting up there now, they have to fill those same roles. And I've challenged our guys. I said somebody needs to be Jake Foss like on the D line here, where you're just the bulldog that just goes in there and just battles and makes plays. And I said obviously we don't have a JB or a guy that's built like Cam, but we got guys that can do things like that. So that'll kind of be the big thing for me, is just to see kind of where we're at, on both sides of the ball. The guys up front are going to make or break us. So I think we have some guys there that can be what we need them to be to play the way we played. But I really like the guys that are the surrounders of the D line. I feel like we just have a really good group of guys that can all run. I feel like we're maybe a little bit more athletic than we were last year across the board everywhere. Of course, that doesn't mean that they're all going to be really good football players, but all those guys can run. They can jump. We're not going to win a 100-meter track state title, but they're all pretty decently fast athletes and can move and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe we're a little bit more athletic in the secondary and linebacker spot. So we just don't have the proven guys there, but they're well coached and they've been reacting well in practice. That I hope we can replicate that ability to get off the field. I hope we can create a few more turnovers from the interception standpoint, with Matt being back there. He's kind of a ball hawk, and just some of the other kids we have being able to run around. So, we have the pieces. We just got to be able to see if they're able to go out there and perform the same way we did last year.
And then, Coach, we'll wrap up with this. I know a lot will be made of the fact that the last opponent that you played was West Fargo Horace, and it was for a state championship. And there are some that would say, here's the motivation, go beat that team that got you last year. There are others, though, that would say every year is new personnel for them, new personnel for you. So when you approach this game from that standpoint, do you use the way 24 came to an end, or do you use this as fresh start, new things for 2025, forget last year, or some combination of the both?
Well, I think that comes into the art of coaching, where I recognize our kids are probably focused on what you are asking there about who we're playing and the carryover from the history we have, specifically the recent history of last November. As coaches, we're probably more on the other side of things, that we just need to go out, need to play a game, see what we can do this first game, see who can play, make plays, and start, figuring out what pieces need to be on the field, how much and when, and what can we do with the pieces that are on the field. So by the time we get through these first 4 games, they don't mean anything besides if you're winning or losing. But we got to figure out who and what our team is by the time we get to game 5, because it's those last 5 games that count for how your season turns out at the end. And that's kind of what our focus is on, is we want to be a team that at least has an opportunity to play beyond the regular season. So, you talk to our kids, they'll give you the answer you were probably looking for. And if you talk to us coaches, I mean, we're a little bit more, we all want to win. And I'm sure Horace wants to, come back and put, show them that they were the right team that won the game. But as coaches, I think we're both coming in saying we just got to figure out what we can do and who can do it, and then we move on from there.
Vern Muir, the head coach of the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders, joining us on our pregame report tonight as Grand Forks Red River gets set to take on West Fargo Horace this evening. And you can tell that question about the preseason hype of playing the team that you played for a state championship a year ago, well, that's one that everybody has to deal with, and they do it in their own way. But there's enough newness about these two teams, including the division that West Fargo Horace is going to play in tonight, that really last year was last year. You probably celebrate it for what it was last year and don't put a lot of stock into it. But as you heard Coach Muir say a moment ago, well, the players, they may not listen to you. They may be out for a revenge factor if you're Red River, and we're still the best if you're West Fargo Horace. And so we'll see what kind of tenor the game takes for itself as this one moves on tonight. We've got more coming up on our pregame report, so we invite you to stay with us. Coming up next, we'll have our player profile from Grand Forks Red River, and we'll also talk about the starting lineups for tonight's matchup on the way. So plenty to do as we continue with our pregame report this evening from Cushman Field. Grand Forks Central set to take on Grand Grand Forks Red River set to take on West Fargo Horace here this evening, and we're looking forward to a good one. Our pregame report brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel, and brought to you tonight as well by True North Equipment, true to your values, driven by you. This is more of our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
This is the KNOX pregame show, brought to you by True North Equipment, true to your values, driven by you. And Signature Graphics and Apparel. Make your vision come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football tonight in the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. KNOX Live Sports from Cushman Field this evening, where Grand Forks Red River gets set to take on West Fargo Horace in tonight's opener for the 2025 high school football season. Ryan Cunningham with you here this evening. For those of you that weren't with us for our first matchup, Grand Forks Central opening things up strongly with a 23-12 win over Bismarck St. Mary's. Central using a 23-0 lead to power them into that, and then kind of slowed down a little bit down the stretch, but still got done what they needed to. 107 yards for Naz Fisher. He had a touchdown run in the second half, and some really good things, including forcing 4 turnovers against Bismarck St. Mary's. And Grand Forks Central impressive in our first matchup of the night as we bring you a doubleheader here at Cushman Field. And now it's time for Red River to go on the field here this evening and face a team that they played for the state championship a year ago in the West Fargo Horace Hawks. And we're glad you joined us for this one this evening as we continue with our coverage of high school sports tonight. Our pregame report is brought to you this evening by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life with Signature Graphics and Apparel. And our pregame report brought to you by True North Equipment, true to your values, driven by you. It's time for our Red River player spotlight that we have tonight. And our player spotlight will be Matt Dosh, whose dad is coaching college football. And that's how he found his intro into high school football, or really football, a long time ago. A pleasant conversation with Matt tonight as we talk about the future. We talk about what we do outside of school, and Matt talks about the ability to start young with a dad that was coaching football and turn that into his current high school football career. Matt, welcome in. I like to start all of our player spotlights by asking something about your youth, the first memories that you have as far as playing football and how you got engaged in this sport. For you, I'm guessing it's probably a little bit easier. Dad being a football coach, I'm sure it was part of your life very early, but take me back and talk about some of the early cool memories that you have of playing football.
Yeah, so like you said, I would say it's probably different from most than your average high school football player, with my dad being a college coach. So I would just say just showing up to practice in the fall and just being by his side and just helping out in whatever way I can and just hanging out there.
What do you think you learned about the game hanging out with your dad and watching him go through his coaching career?
I would definitely say about how much time they put into it and just seeing it pay off, and you got to put in time to get back what you want.
Some great lessons to learn. Now, obviously, when you're not playing football, you have to go ahead and take care of things in the classroom as well. So we like to ask our guests what it is that Matt Dosh and others like to take on when it comes down to the classes they like to go into. So tell us about some of the favorite classes that you have while you're in school.
I mean, the obvious answer I would say is probably gym class. But besides that, I'm a math guy, so, I like math.
What is it about football players and math? We've had that answer a couple of different times now. Is there something about football and math that seem to translate over one to another? Do they both make the same kind of sense for you, Matt?
I'm not too sure. I don't know. Just since I've been young, I've just been good at math, but.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, as we move along with our conversation tonight, we do also like to ask our guests about what they do when they're not playing football and they're not in the classroom. And for you, I know that's tough because you're out there playing football. You're obviously a basketball player. We see you playing baseball in 2 different seasons. So there really isn't a time when Matt Dosh isn't playing something. But when he's not, what do you like to do to enjoy your time away from school and away from sports?
Well, like you said, there's not a lot of time in there. So I would just say just hanging out with friends and just, playing other sports, working out. That's what I did this summer.
It's a way to keep it simple, I'm sure, and have a good time with your friends as well. And now you're in your senior year. You've had an opportunity to play with some really big moments, Matt. Normally I ask people about, what it is to play with this particular team. But, boy, you've been in some big moments with baseball games on the line, football game going to state championship, basketball playing for East Region title last year. So when you look back over your career at Red River, and it's certainly not done yet, but tell me a bit about what it's meant for you to be a Rough Rider and some of the favorite parts of being with the people that you're with on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's meant a lot to me, just the seniors last year, especially in football, they just led the way, set the standard for our program for years to come now too. And then in basketball, some of the same guys, just leading the way and, just seeing how hard the work they put in every day and then carrying it on.
Really nice crowd that we have here on hand tonight, and the Grand Forks Mixed Ensemble performing our national anthem this evening. And you've always got to have a starting offensive lineman that's in the mixed ensemble, right? Ian Eichmann out there, one of the starters on the offensive line, along with Jack Matson out there as well for Grand Forks Red River. Our player introductions are next. We're going to come back with our starting lineups and get ready for high school football tonight as Grand Forks Red River hosts West Fargo Horace. Our pregame report brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel and True North Equipment. Will continue with more high school football coverage next.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Family Marketplace. No time to run to the grocery store? Hugo's can help. Just click on GoHugos.com and place your order online. We'll fill your order, and you can either pick it up curbside or have it delivered to your home or business. It's really that easy. Just go to GoHugos.com for all the details.
More low prices, more great stuff. when you go to Hugo's.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
We welcome you back to our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Tonight, Grand Forks Red River is at home to take on West Fargo Horace. Matchup, a rematch of the previous state championship matchup at the AA level. Now West Fargo Horace is on the 3A level. Grand Forks Red River still on the 2A level and ready to do battle tonight to see if any of that hangover continues from last year. New teams, new personnel. Might not be the same type of thing, but obviously two great football games that were played between these two teams a year ago. They know each other well, and we're looking forward to a really good night tonight here at Cushman Field. Our pregame report has been brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel, and it's been brought to you tonight by True North Equipment. True to your values and ready to serve you. West Fargo Horace will kick the football away to get things started this evening. So the Hawks will kick it to Grand Forks Red River. The Riders moving from our left to right tonight. The kicker for West Fargo Horace, we don't have numbers for these guys this evening. Apparently the roster didn't include numbers for the left-hand column, but the kickoff return for Grand Forks Red River will be taken by Jonah Pence, and Pence will come out ahead of the 30 to the 31-yard line, and that's how we'll get started. Let's take a look at your starting lineups. The offensive unit for Grand Forks Red River. The center is Landon Holeen. The guards are Ian Eichman and Ryan Ward, and the tackles are Dom Leach and Xander Wayne. The wide receivers are Max Manassa, Cam Urian, and Noah Iverson. The tight end is Jack Helgeson. The running back, Noah Brandvold, and Reese Walters will get the start at quarterback this evening as we get started with the 2025 season. And Walters is out of the pistol. He has Noah Brandvold to his right. And three receivers with twins to the right side of the field on first down and 10 for Grand Forks Red River from the 31. Hawks showing blitz. They may have violated the line of scrimmage from the get-go. Cooper Fuchs is on the near side showing blitz, and an encroachment penalty is going to be called against West Fargo Horace. The starting defensive unit for the Hawks, it's a 4 technique. The interior, Gavin Stone and Toby Ritterath. The ends are Abram Germanson and Kaysen Nordic. The linebackers are Reed Fell, Liam Gladue, and Cooper Fuchs. The defensive secondary, the safeties are Brett Livingston and Jackson Narum, and the corners are Izzy Bauer and Aiden Green. Now it's first down and 5 for Grand Forks Red River after the 5-yard mark-off. Walters takes the snap and will take the ball, give it away on the left-hand side for a counter for Noah Brandvold, and Brandvold out to around the 39-yard line, maybe a gain of 3 or 2, depending upon where they spot the football. The original line of scrimmage was the 31. It'll be a 3-yard pickup for Noah Brandvold, and a second down and 2 coming up for Red River. They want to hurry up. Brandvold a year ago, 68 carries for 264 yards. He also had 7 catches for 99 yards, through the air. Tight end Jack Helgeson motioning from left to right. Horace will shift along the defensive line. Brandvold again right up the middle of the field. He spins his way forward for a first down as we'll move out to the 43 for a gain of 4 yards for Noah Brandvold. Our keys to the game this evening are brought to you by Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World. For Red River, forming up defensively and developing the running game. That's going to be a big part of what they've got to get done tonight, and this time the running game falls apart as a play blown up back at the 40. Brandvold getting his hands on the football and getting nowhere to go. Upfield pursuit from Horace. Reed fell out of the linebacker spot. Cooper Fuchs was in on that play also, and it'll be a loss of 3 yards for Noah Brandvold on that play. And that'll bring us to a 2nd down and 13 situation for Grand Forks Red River. Back to those keys, the game coming up in a moment. You saw Central there as well as we had them earlier tonight, and Central hit some of the keys. Here's a blitz again by the Hawks, and ball taken back on the near side by Reese Walters looking for a block downfield. Walters outside the numbers around the 40, and we'll step to around the 45 where he's brought down for a gain of 5 yards. Back to our keys, the game brought to you by Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World. This is a team that lost some really good pieces defensively, particularly up on the defensive line, and so they're going to want to get behind that defense while the new look offense begins to figure itself out. But the running game has been a staple of Vern Muir since his time coming to Grand Forks Red River, and Thomas Kraft graduating, so you've got to find the next wave, and that's why those are the keys to the game tonight. Brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Shotgun snap, throw on the right side by Walters, looking downfield, passing complete. He was targeting Cam Irian. Coverage applied on the far side by Jackson Niram and Liam Gladue for West Fargo Horace. That's going to bring up 4th down, and Grand Forks Red River set to punt the football away. Our coverage of tonight's matchup is brought to you by PS Garage Doors, where the PS stands for perfect service. If you need service on your garage door, they service any make and model of garage door, and they bring you our first quarter of tonight's matchup. PS Garage Doors, call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR. And the kick will be away from Matt Dosh of Grand Forks Red River. Good driving punt. Aiden Green back at the 19-yard line. Sets up middle return. Sidestepped the first couple of men, then sidestepped another, and is dragged down hard from behind as he got to around the 38-yard line. He grimaced a bit as Oliver Pieper was able to drag him down. But a good field position situation for West Fargo Horace to get their first drive started. They'll take over at the 37-yard line. Now, while we're at it, we're going to have to go ahead and pull up West Fargo Horace's roster here, because with the numbers cut off on one entire side of the roster, we're going to have to eventually pencil in some people tonight. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, so we'll do that as best we can. Meanwhile, let's turn the page and go to Matt Dick, who's the starting quarterback for West Fargo Horace. He'll give the football away in the backfield to Dylan Otterson, the starting running back, and he's down for no gain in the play. Connor Bishop Diaz with the tackle. The starting lineup tonight for West Fargo Horace, the starting center is Henry Simmons. The guards are Gavin Stone and Toby Ritterath, and the tackles Abram Germanson and Trayton Bartles. In the slot tonight will be Jackson Niram. The wide receivers are Brett Livingston and Theo Seeley. The tight end is Kaysen Nordic. The running back Dylan Otterson, and Matt Dick is the starting quarterback tonight for West Fargo Horace. That is your starting lineup. We'll get to the Rough Rider defense here in a moment. It's 2nd down along 9, 3 receivers, twins to the near side of the field. Dick waiting out of the pistol, turns, gives to Otterson, tried up the middle, tried to the right side, keeping low and shoveling his feet up to the 40. Did a lot of good work just to get 3 yards on that play, or really 2, 3 on the last couple of carries. And we'll see a 3rd down and 7 coming up for West Fargo Horace. Defensively, for Grand Forks Red River, 3 technique. The nose is Ryan Ward. The ends are Xander Wayne and Ian Eichman. The linebackers, 3 of those as well. Noah Brandvold in the middle, Jack Helgeson, Connor Bishop Diaz on the edges. And then 3 safeties, Jack Matson, Noah Iverson, Matt Dosh to go with 2 corners, Caden Tostenson, and Seco Billity. 3rd down and 7 for West Fargo Horace. Ball at the 40, just underway, 8:50 to play in the opening quarter. We're scoreless. Dick takes the snap, looking to his left, throws deep downfield for a wide open Theo Seeley. Seeley's got it at the 30 and spins his way down to the Rough Rider 23 before Max Manassa brings him down. Seeley running deep, and you could see him put his arm up. That'll be a broken coverage situation. 37 yards on the catch for Theo Seeley, and it's 1st and 10 for West Fargo Horace at the 24, and Matt Dick picked it up right away. He could tell that in that situation he had something to work with
looking downfield and was able to find his way to a big throw over the top. And West Fargo Horace now threatens with a first down at the 24-yard line of Grand Forks Red River on their opening drive of the game. 3 receivers. Dick will take the snap, gives it away up the middle, and a carry to the left side down to around the 22-yard line for West Fargo Horace's number 8, Ty Jure, who's a senior this year. Connor Bishop Diaz will get the tackle, and I'm hopeful this does look like it's the current roster for West Fargo Horace, who we're able to find online. Ty Jure wearing number 8. Again, the roster that we got tonight is just a little perplexing in that the numbers on the left-hand side of the two-sided roster got cut off on the left side. So we've got numbers 36 through 79, but that's all we've got tonight for the Hawks. 3-yard pickup on the play for Ty Jure, and it's second down. Jure looking to take a carry again, right up the middle of the football field, breaking tackles. He makes his way to the end zone for a West Fargo Horace touchdown. It'll be Ty Gary on the correct pronunciation, and he'll go into the end zone for the score. It comes from 22 yards out, and the touchdown comes at just 7:40 of the opening quarter. But 7:40 of the quarter, Ty Gary goes into the end zone for the touchdown, and West Fargo Horace will take a 6-0 lead. So the Hawks with a big play over the top, getting past the defense, and Ty Gary comes in and is able to find a few things to work with in that sequence and ends up putting it in for the touchdown. And now on for the extra point opportunity will be Hudson Kissel, and his kick misses wide left. But Gary gets his team on the board for the first touchdown and the first points of the night. And that's going to bring us to our timeout with 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Your score on the All True scoreboard is West Fargo Horace 8 and Grand Forks Red River nothing. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football. Ty Gary puts West Fargo Horace on the board with a 6-0 lead and a 22-yard touchdown run, and now Grand Forks Red River gets the football back. It'll be Caden Porter on the return of the kickoff up to around the 28-yard line. Let's go back to our American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay, and you'll see what happens with Ty Gary. Low snap even, but bounced off of one tackler, bounced off another, and that will drive coaches crazy in the beginning of the season when you don't have the right wrap up. And Ty Gary puts his team on the board for a 6-0 lead over Grand Forks Red River. Comes at 7:35 to play, or right now is 7:35 to play here in the opening quarter. And it's first down and 10 for Grand Forks Red River at the 28-yard line on their second possession of the night. Reese Walters to take the snap, looks to give it away on the left side of the field. Brandvold coming off of right tackle, actually, and he'll make his way out to around the 32-yard line. Noah Brandvold doing the hard work once again. Tackle made there by Liam Gladue out of the middle of the linebacker core. 5-yard pickup for Noah Brandvold, and that'll bring us to second down and 5 for Grand Forks Red River. So the Rough Riders down early, trying to find their way back up the field to see if they can answer the challenge from West Fargo Horace. Brandvold again looking left side off tackle, scissoring his way off that left tackle up to around the 40. That'll be a pickup of 7 yards for Noah Brandvold. And it's a first down for Grand Forks Red River. So the Rough Riders, the couple of carries back to back by Noah Brandvold, trying to be the man that steps in to be the new Thomas Kraft, who was a tremendous player a year ago for Grand Forks Red River. Matt Dosh coming wide to the near side of the field out of some motion as they flip their formation. Does Red River. Walters waiting out of the shotgun, claps, draws some movement from the defense. May have gotten West Fargo Horace to tell where it is that they're planning on coming defensively. And now another clap from Walters to take the snap. He's going to call his own number, nearly lost the ball, reached back and was able to grab it, but an all-out blitz, 7 men coming up field for West Fargo. Horace will get to Reese Walters. He goes down back at around the 38-yard line. Plenty of pressure coming there. Reed Fell was in on part of it, but again, 7 different men were in the vicinity for West Fargo. Horace. A little bit of help from reserve that's coming. Kason Nordic, actually the defensive end on the left side, was part of bringing the pressure as well. Loss of 2 for Reese Walters, and it's 2nd down and 12 for the Rough Riders from their own 38-yard line. Brandvold, play action. Walters wants to throw in some trouble. Rolling left side, ball knocked away by Kason Nordic. It's on the ground, and jumping over to cover it back up for the Rough Riders and keep the possession is Oliver Pieper. Walters rolling out, and Kason Nordic causes the real problem with some closing speed from behind. That'll bring Red River back to the 32-yard line. Strip sack in that situation for the Hawks, and the Riders fortunate to get the football back. It's now 3rd down and 18.
3rd down and 18 for the Rough Riders.
Pair of receivers to the right side for Red River, and this is a Rough Rider team now going to be looking for some answers as this Horace Hawk defense looks to be the real deal in the early going. Walters, the clap, pressure. They'll throw screen. It's Pieper getting the football. Pieper trying to drive his way upfield, got his way out to the 38, 39. Pickup of around 7, but certainly not enough there for the first down as Pieper comes up with a catch. Red River trying to take advantage perhaps of the upfield pursuit from West Fargo Horace, but in the long run, Horace playing extremely well defensively at this point, and with a 6-0 lead, figuring to get the football back in short order. Aiden Green goes back to receive a punt that he expects from Matt Dosh, and Dosh will put a leg into one back around his own 25-yard line. Kick is away, low, spiraling, angled towards the far boundary, and takes a hop just inside the Hawk 40. Actually may have been out of bounds before that. They're going to mark it around the 45. And so from the 45-yard line, we'll see a takeover. And it looks like they're ruling for a media timeout here. So they're going to take a media stoppage here at the 45-yard line. We have a 6-0 lead in favor of West Fargo Horace over Grand Forks Red River. Media stoppage. We'll come back with more in a couple of moments as we continue with our coverage of high school football next.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's. Welcome back to our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Media stoppage tonight with the clock down to 4:45 to play in the opening quarter. And Grand Forks Red River finds themselves down 6-0 at the hands of West Fargo Horace, and looking for some answers here as the Hawks have used a pretty smothering defensive effort early to get the football back. The Riders have had some success running the football, but some success. And when trying to roll Reese Walters out, well, there's been all kinds of pursuit against him. And now the Hawks have the football back. Matt Dick, who had a big over-the-top throw for 37 yards to Theo Seeley to set up the last touchdown, will toss to Aiden Green. Green on the jet sweep coming back left side, and Matt Dosh will bring him down to the 49-yard line, but that's a gain of 6 yards for Aiden Green. Green a year ago, 36 carries for 544 yards and 6 touchdowns, and he's a very dynamic back, and you saw earlier what they can do elsewhere with Ty Gary coming into the matchup as well, and Gary able to get upfield and do some damage as well, as he has the opening touchdown of the night, a 22-yard run. He had the gain in front of that as well. So Gary right now leading rusher for Grand Forks, or rather for West Fargo Horace, and they've got a pretty nice backfield assembly that they can go ahead and distribute the ball to. 2nd down and 4. Ball given away to Gary again. Got a lead block, then cuts out towards the far hash mark, crosses the 45, the 40, and is down to the 39-yard line. 11 more yards for Gary as Matthew Dosh comes up with a tackle. But right now, West Fargo Horace has got the running game cooking. 1st down and 10 for the Hawks at the Red River 39. Back end of the doubleheader. They had a quick turnaround tonight. We got this game going just after 7 o'clock. And so far, West Fargo Horace has been really on cue. They maybe had a couple of miscues early trying to run the football. Since then, it's been a lot of momentum for Horace. Matt Dick takes the snap, right side Gary. A push from the offensive line drives him downfield. He'll pick up 4 to around the 35-yard line. Host of tacklers were out there. And for Red River, the lead was from Jonah Peep, or rather from Jonah Pence. Pence out there along with some help out of the defensive backfield from Caden Tostenson. But a 4-yard pickup again for Gary. 45 yards now in the game already for Ty Gary. So you go Gary, you go Aiden Green, Dylan Otterson. These guys have got a pretty nice attack that they can go through in the backfield. And, of course, they've thrown over the top once with Theo Seeley getting open. 5 receivers now, empty backfield for the Hawks. 2nd down and 6. Pump fake and a throw, and it's picked off. A takeaway for Grand Forks Red River from Jonah Pence. And Pence is tripped up as he gets across the 50 to the 45-yard line. Grand Forks Red River with a big play to come back for an answer, and they'll be inside Horace territory. See if we can spot it again in the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. Looks like just an underthrow and a miscue and a plow that was headed for the flat, and it was picked off. A good step by the linebacker coming up to make that play, and Pence comes up with a big takeaway for Grand Forks Red River, and right what they needed at that point. They've got to come up with something here. We're going to see a whistle and now a stoppage and officials timeout. I don't know if we have an injury or we have an equipment issue, but something apparently is wrong on the near sideline with one of the Rough Riders after the end of that play. We're watching it play on the near side. It looks like the Rough Rider involved is Jack Helgeson, if we're reading the number correctly. Big tight end, flexing out his left arm at this point. And it looks like they're getting some water out there as well. So a bit of a break coming up here. It looks like it's an officials timeout. This may be the heat break that they were talking about taking throughout the course of the night. They talked about that in the last game as well, where they were going to take some stoppages for just the idea of getting some hydration with the extra heat that poured in. It became a much warmer day today than we were expecting in Grand Forks. And really, when we started taking a look at the forecast going into the Labor Day holiday, it was supposed to be in the 70s. And then all of a sudden the mid-80s appeared. And with the turf and the sun that we had earlier today, it got warm. And they were talking about taking those heat breaks, and they've taken another one here now. So 1st down and 10, Grand Forks Red River from the 41 of West Fargo Horace after the takeaway. It's 6-0 Hawks on the all-true scoreboard. And Red River will load up with 3 tight ends to the left and run a counter play. They'll give the football to Cam Urian, and Urian tripped up by Aiden Green right around the line of scrimmage for no gain. Well, we'll take a look at our drive for the title and show you what the region looks like now. You can make a couple of changes there. Grand Forks Central's overall record now 1-0 after their win over Bismarck St. Mary's today. But as you can see, the AA level has changed. This West Fargo Horace team is gone, and enter Central Cass and Kindred, who by the numbers have moved their way into AA as far as the new classifications were concerned. Kindred by just a hair making their way into this level, but we'll see how those teams compete against some of the traditional teams at the AA level later. 2nd down and 10, a drop back and a throw over the middle, and before this can take place, we've got a whistle and a flag. Reese Walters had thrown it over the middle of the field, but an official coming in from the far sideline to blow the play dead. And it looks as though we're going to have a procedure penalty against Grand Forks Red River. That will move the ball back to the 46-yard line. Well, coming in to the night with our game fuel that we have tonight, brought to you by State Farm Insurance and Logan Karski. Reese Walters, Matt Dosh, Noah Brandvold. We've talked about those men. Those will be the men to watch tonight for Grand Forks Red River. Those 3 are going to be the men that will be responsible for moving the football around, and we have yet to see the ball get out to Matt Dosh. Screen pass, Brandvold trying to cut back over the middle of the field, slipped out of a tackle, took a hit as he got to the 44, a gain of a couple of yards.
Tackle by number 4, Reed Cole.
Reed Fell comes up with the tackle on the linebacker core. It'll be a 2-yard pickup on the play for Noah Brandvold on his first catch tonight. 3rd down and 13, and at some point in these types of situations, the Riders left to look at stretching the field, and right now their guy they thought they were going to do that with, Matt Dosh, not on the field. 3 receivers, twins to the right. They'll motion a tight end from right to left. Reese Walters takes the snap, play action to Brandvold. Walters in all kinds of trouble again, and he will go down after taking the pile with him for about a yard. There was no chance to get away from Kaysen Nordic, and he had help. Toby Ritterath up on that defensive line. Those two men have caused all kinds of trouble tonight for West Fargo Horace. And Walters will go down after a gain of perhaps 2. So on 4th down and 12, the ball at the 43 of West Fargo Horace, and Matt Dosh comes back on the field to kick the football. Aiden Green will go back to return it for the Hawks, and Green waiting back at around his 5-yard line. The kick from Dosh is away. A wobbler again, that's flat, no spin, and we'll see Green calling for a fair catch at the 9-yard line. Our stoppages in play tonight are brought to you by Big Jim's Tire. They are your #1 supplier of egg tires in the region, and by Apex Apparel. They're your hometown quick turnaround, family-owned promotional shop in Grand Forks. 6-0 lead for West Fargo Horace here in the opening quarter. Clock down to 22 seconds of it to go. And the Hawks will have the football at their own 10-yard line officially, looking to get back up the field. The Rough Riders force a turnover, and that was a pleasant situation to happen considering that they were in some trouble at that point. But Jonah Penn steps in front of a ball and takes one away as West Fargo Horace was driving, but unable to pick up a first down, and now the Hawks get it again. They go back to the running game, and Dylan Otterson is corralled in the backfield for a loss on the play. Red River with good pursuit against Otterson, and he'll be brought down for a loss of 2. Ryan Ward will get credit for the tackle. There was some help in there as well from some reserves. Looks like Keaton Irons had a chance to get on the field as a defensive lineman. Owen Sievertson did as well. And that's the way the end of the first quarter will come about. So a challenge thrown by Horace early. The over-the-top throw to Theo Seeley, and the big running touchdown that comes in on the play for Ty Gary. That makes it 6-0 in favor of West Fargo Horace over Grand Forks Red River. Our second quarter of action is on the way next. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com. Welcome back to our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports. It's high school football tonight from Cushman Field. Grand Forks Red River trailing West Fargo Horace by a score of 6-0 as Horace comes up with the opening touchdown on a 22-yard run from Ty Gary after a 37-yard pass to Theo Seeley from Matt Dix set up the score. And the Riders looking for something to rally around here at this point, down by a score of 6-0. And West Fargo Horace has the football back. It'll be Hawks football at the 8-yard line after a loss of a couple of yards on the last play for Dylan Otterson. So 2nd down and 12 coming up for Matt Dick and the Hawks. Dick taking the snap, dropping back, rolling towards the right side, throwing in the flat pass, caught. Late break on the ball to get over to Aiden Green, and Green will haul it in at the 19-yard line. And that's a quick hitter. He'll pick up 11 yards in a very short hurry. Aiden Green now with a catch for 11. Had a run for 6 yards earlier, and you're definitely seeing what he can do offensively and defensively. 3rd down and 1 coming up. You didn't really see that play coming. Aiden Green with a burst of speed to the sideline, and Matt Dick knew it was coming. When he threw the football and you took a look at it, you thought to yourself, there's no one there. And then very late, Aiden Green came swooping in and was able to make that catch. So here comes 3rd down and 1 for West Fargo Horace. Riders need a stop. Dick out of the shotgun, taking the snap, looking, throwing over the middle. Aiden Green open again, then drop the football. It's another turnover. Aiden Green will lose it in the middle of the field. The football picked up by Noah Iverson and run back to the 33 of West Fargo Horace. And the ball will go back to Grand Forks Red River. Green had his hands on it, was stripped of the football on the way through, and the only thing that the Hawks haven't done well tonight is take care of the football. That's their second turnover in the opening half of play, and the Riders have a golden opportunity, setting up at Horace's 33-yard line for first down, looking for an answer. Reese Walters will be out of the pistol. He's got Noah Brandvold to his left. Matt Dosh is wide to the near side of the field. 6 up on the line. 5 for West Fargo Horace. They drop one back. Play action. Walters with good time. Throwing over the middle of the field. Jump ball. Pass incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended target, Cam Irian. There was double coverage there, and the Riders are equally as lucky to come away without losing possession of the football as they are unlucky for Irian to not close the hands on the ball altogether. That could have very easily been an interception. It seemed like they had one route they were looking at, that post route over the middle of the field for Irian, and in the long run, 2 Hawks were there. Riders lucky to get a hand on it. 2nd down and 10. Walters throwing screen pass. Matt Dosh looking upfield. He gets rubbed near the boundary and is out of bounds near the 30 for perhaps a gain of 3. First production tonight for Matt Dosh, getting a start this evening at the wide receiver spot. So Dosh comes up with a 3-yard catch. 3rd down and 7 for Grand Forks Red River. Irian and Dosh will team to the near side of the field. Max Manassa is wide to the right side of the field. And Reese Walters waiting out of the pistol. Now they'll motion Irian from left to right. A floating snap to Walters. He'll pick it up, throws over the middle, pass incomplete. Wouldn't have had the first down, but it would have been something to work with. Manassa couldn't quite haul it in. It's from the 30. I would guess that we're going to see Grand Forks Red River go for it here. Why not? Ball at the 30-yard line. 4th down and 7. Very little advantage to punting in this situation, and likely out of field goal range. So Reese Walters will come in with the play, and we'll see 4th down and 7 for Grand Forks Red River from the Hawk 30 with 11:30 to play in the opening half. Walters waiting for a snap. He's got Brandvold to his left, 3 receivers. Twins will go to the right. Brandvold takes the snap, drops back, and again is in trouble. Flushed out of the pocket to the right, hit from behind. He'll go down for a quarterback sack back at the 40-yard line. Horace with more speed into the backfield. Abram Germanson. You can start to see where this team is going to find its strength to start the season. This defensive line of Gavin Stone, Toby Ritterath, Kaysen Nordic, and Abram Germanson have been all over Reese Walters tonight. Now, again, perhaps a little bit of an inexperienced offensive line for Red River as well. You've got Ryan Ward and Xander Wayne up there who have played plenty of football, but that one was a tough situation, and throughout the entire first half, the Riders have struggled to protect their quarterback, Reese Walters. Another look for the Hawks from their own 40. 1st down and 10. Hawk 40-yard line leading by a score of 6-0. Aiden Green will motion across the formation. They give the football up in the backfield, and very little gain to perhaps the 41-yard line for Ty Gary. He's stopped by Noah Brandvold. Coverage tonight brought to you by PS Garage Doors, where the PS stands for painless shopping. If it's time for a new garage door, find their warehouse in Grand Forks, 4733 Demers, right on the other side of the I-29 overpass, where they can show you several makes and models of garage door at PS Garage Doors. Call 772-DOOR. 2nd down and 9 for the Hawks, and they'll empty the backfield. 5 receivers, 4 to the right side of the football field. That turns around Red River's defense. They'll bring a safety back. Gary on a screen pass, looking for a block. Found it upfield at the 45. Drives his way to the 48. Gain of about 7 on the play. Taken on the near side by Mo Kamara and brought down there. And here comes 3rd down and 2 after Gary comes up with more production. 45 yards tonight on the ground. 7 there on a catch for Ty Gary. He's got the lone touchdown in the matchup. 6-0 lead on our all-true scoreboard in favor of West Fargo Horace. And a 3rd down and 2 coming up here for the Hawks near midfield. Riders looking to get their hands back on the football. It's been a tough night offensively. They've done well defensively, creating 2 turnovers thus far. Aiden Green on a jet sweep, turns it up off the left edge, and now found a way to the 2nd level. Breaks a couple of tackles down to the 35, and he'll drive his way to the 30. Aiden Green with 22 yards on the ground, and it's a 1st down for West Fargo Horace as they make their way to Red River's 30-yard line. So the Hawks move the sticks, will hang on to the football, and are looking for a 2-score lead that right now with their defensive line would be a tough run to get back to. Now, again, everybody playing a couple of ways, you would think, and I think they do have plenty of players. Ritterath, Gurmanson, Gavin Stone on that defensive line that are also playing on the offensive line tonight. They may slow down, but that defensive line has been really strong. Dick out of the shotgun. Gary gets the cover, and he'll run his way ahead to the 25 and loops down to the 24 for a gain of 6 for Ty Gary. That'll be 52 yards on the ground tonight, rather 51 for Ty Gary. And second down, a short 5 or long 4 coming up here for West Fargo Horace. Take a look at the clock, already down to 9 minutes to go in the first half. This is a rapidly expiring game. The Riders have kept it on the ground. The Hawks have done a lot of the same things. 4 receivers with trips coming to the right side of the football field. Gary's in the backfield. Matt Dick out of the pistol on second down and 4. He'll take the snap. Play action, rolling right side. Throws underneath. Pass is caught underneath by West Fargo Horace's Chris Newfill. Wide receiver that comes out and makes the catch at around the 22 where he's brought down. Matt Dosh comes up with the tackle for Grand Forks Red River. Ball down to the 23. Be a gain of about 2 yards on the play for Newfill. And here comes third down and 3 for the Hawks. So third down and 3 coming up for West Fargo Horace. The Hawks, the defending 2A state champions. I guess we can't say defending. They're in the 3A level now. Kind of a game for them to see what they're going to be about before they start playing some of that big competition. And before they get ready for this third down and 3 play, we're going to have a timeout taken by West Fargo Horace. So the Hawks will call for a stoppage, and we'll take one as well. With the clock down to 8:06 to play first half, your score on our all-true scoreboard will be Grand Forks Red River trailing West Fargo Horace 6-0. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Tonight, Grand Forks Red River trailing West Fargo Horace 6-0. Clock down to 8:06 to play here in the opening half of football. A Ty Gary 22-yard touchdown run for Horace to get the scoring started tonight. The Hawks have turned it over a couple of times to Grand Forks Red River. And now we'll see a timeout taken by the Rough Riders, as apparently they did not have the formation that they were looking for on the field. Timeouts brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of ag tires in the region, and also brought to you tonight by Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround, family-owned promotional shop in Grand Forks. Also a reminder to you that our scoreboard updates are brought to you by Ultra. Regular screenings with Ultra's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit alltrue.org or call 780-5000. Riders next week will be on the road. Central will be on the road as well. The Knights will be on the road at Jamestown coming up next week. Grand Forks Red River will go to Bismarck St. Mary's coming up next week. And then a real test for Grand Forks Red River the week after. They will go to Minot North and have a battle with the Sentinels. And we're interested in that because Minot North is projected to be one of the top, if not the top team at the AA level this year. Went to the semifinals last season and did not have a senior on the squad, meaning everybody is back. And that's going to be a team that's going to be rather difficult to deal with for Grand Forks Red River and on the road on top of that. Out of the timeout by the Rough Riders Here comes 3rd down and 3 for West Fargo Horace from the Red River 23-yard line. 6-0 lead for the Horace Hawks. And the Hawks looking for more. Shotgun snap, rolling out Dick, throwing screen pass caught, but Caden Nordic is brought down immediately upon catching the pass. Max Manassa comes out and comes up with a stop. That'll be a loss of 3 yards on the play. So here comes a 4th down for West Fargo Horace, and we'll see what the Hawks have in mind. Ball back at the 27. It'll be 4th and 7. From this spot, if you've got a kicker, it's 44. And that might be a little bit more than you can stomach as far as an attempt. So they'll go to 4 receivers and look to hold on to the football. And they're dangerous from 4th down and 7. Matt Dick out of the shotgun waiting for the snap. He's got it. Looks middle, throws middle. Pass is caught over the middle. Near side on the run for Chris Neufel. And Neufel finds his way down to the 19-yard line. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down for West Fargo Horace. He picks up 8. So Chris Neufel running across the formation. Not one of the men that coming into the night you would have expected we'd be talking a lot about, but a lot of depth, some versatility for Neufel in that tight end position. And he'll make his way to the 19 for Grand Forks Red River. And all of a sudden, inside the red zone goes West Fargo Horace, leading by a score of 6-0 already and looking to make it a 2-score ball game. The Rider defense has thrown some challenges at Horace, but Horace has been really good with the ball in Matt Dick's hands tonight. 1st and 10, Gary, left side, hit as he tried to get going early. Scrums his way down to the 17 for a gain of a couple of yards. Rider defensive line stepping up that time. Brandvold was in on part of the stop, but helping up the principals in that situation, if you will. Ian Eichmann comes up with a stop. Eichmann was downstairs as part of the mixed ensemble that performed the national anthem tonight. And now we've got an injury that has forced a man to the turf, and that may in fact be Ian Eichmann. We'll see if it's a cramp or if it's something else. He's holding at his thigh. On this kind of night, though, you're going to deal with these types of things, and they're going to be dealing with Ian Eichmann here for just a bit. So that will give us an opportunity to take another stoppage. We'll come back with more after an injury timeout here at Cushman Field. The Hawks lead 6-0 on the move at Red River's 17. We continue with more next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks. Injury timeout. Looks like Ian Eichmann will be okay. It's 2nd down and 8 for West Fargo Horace at the 18 of Grand Forks Red River. Matt Dick, play action, looking to throw for the Hawks. Throws over the middle. It's caught. Neufel's into the end zone for a Hawks touchdown. Well, here's a new emerging player for West Fargo Horace, Chris Neufel. When you've got all the weapons they have, and you're talking about guys like Livingston, Green, Seeley, Gary, here's Chris Neufel coming in and stealing the game right out from everybody. An 18-yard catch. It'll be a 28-yard touchdown, rather an 18-yard touchdown catch, I should say. And it comes at 6:39 to play here in the second quarter to make it a 12-0 lead in favor of the Hawks. So halfway through the second quarter, West Fargo Horace goes up, and now we've got a flag on the field as well before the try. And the officials writing something down on a card here. Something perhaps after the play that was, as we call it, extracurricular. Touchdown's going to count. We're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that will be called against West Fargo Horace. Let's take a look at the play again. Our American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. And Neufel again just coming across the formation, was lined up as a wide receiver, and technically a wide receiver and perhaps a combo tight end in that situation, but he's been tough to cover tonight. Big-bodied kid. Chris Neufel, 5'10", 175 pounds. He doesn't really stand out as the type of wide receiver frame, but when you know how to use your frame and get somebody on your back, you can become pretty difficult to cover. And now the try coming up after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against West Fargo Horace. 5 receivers, they'll throw 4 to the right side. Dick dropping back, going to throw back shoulder fade to the near side of the end zone, and it's caught for a 2-point conversion. That ball held in by Brett Livingston. Livingston goes up over the top and hauls in a 2-point conversion play, and West Fargo Horace will take the lead to 14-0 with 6:39 to play in the opening half of football as we have a timeout on the field. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Well, stick around with the halftime report coming up. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from the opening half of play, and we'll run you through the numbers on this one as well. Our halftime report coming up. Halftime report will be brought to you today by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. And our halftime report comes up right after the conclusion of the opening half of football. And right now, those highlights dominated by West Fargo Horace. They have had a very solid defensive line effort that's kept Red River in a box offensively, and they kick off after their latest touchdown. The ball's on the ground, and it scrambles on to recover it. It would appear Red River got their hands on it. Cam Irian will come up with the recovery, and Red River will have the football. They'll take over at their own 32. But, yeah, this one has not gone the way that the Rough Riders have wanted it to go this evening, and we see that in the terms of really struggling to get out of the blocks offensively. Down a couple of scores is one thing. Giving up 2 touchdowns to West Fargo Horace with the skilled players that they have, well, that you could probably live with. Not happy about it, but fine. But need to get out of the blocks offensively. Reese Walters out of the pistol. Takes a snap, looking to throw. In some trouble, rolling right side. Thought about throwing out to the flat, now wants a block. Steps out and it got sacked back at the 30-yard line. Well, Reese struggling to make a decision. In the long run, didn't get rid of the football and left himself up for grabs in that situation. And the grabs are going to come from Cooper Fuchs out of the linebacker core, who will make the quarterback sack for a loss of 2 on Reese Walters. And it's 2nd down and 12 for the Rough Riders. The ball back at the 30-yard line. Nobody to throw the football to. Call it a coverage sack. Walters was able to run away from the pocket and buy some time, but his options just weren't available to him. Another blitz coming from West Fargo Horace. Ball given away up the interior. And the Riders will take the ball back to perhaps the original line of scrimmage and then some out to about the 37. Noah Brandvold on the carry for a gain of 3. He's out to 18 yards, kind of the hard way tonight. And 3rd down and 9 for Grand Forks Red River from their own 33-yard line. And one of those situations where right now you need a 1st down in the worst way. You're in a spot here where you give the football back to West Fargo Horace. They've still got time to work with. Still 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. And down 2 scores already. Riders need the ball. 3rd down and 9. 3 receivers, twins left. Another blitz from Horace. And Walters again in trouble. Throws to Brandvold, but he's covered up. And then the ball came out. Horace says they have it. They do. It'll be Horace's football at the 34-yard line. Again, it's activity out of the front 7. That was a blitz from Liam Gladue, and he had help coming up from other elements of the defensive line that put on pressure. Walters had to rush his throw. He did, and the whole timing of the play was just thrown off by the blitz from Horace. And by the time the ball was caught,
there was little time to really do something with, and the speed of Horace's defense has taken over this football game tonight. I mean, you can just see that this Horace Hawk defense has got some next-level speed. So the Riders now will have to stiffen. Down to 5:11 to play, but still a lot of time, and the ball at Red River's 34 for West Fargo Horace, already down by a score of 14 to nothing. Matt Dick throwing screen pass on the right side. Pushes it out towards the near side for Neufel. And Chris Neufel stacked up as he got to the 30, down to around the 29-yard line. Ball came out late, but the whistle had blown well before that ball ended up popping out. And in the long run, it'll be a gain of 5 yards for Neufel. And Neufel has 33 yards and a touchdown tonight for West Fargo Horace. 2nd down and 5 for the Hawks from the Red River 29-yard line. Well, for Horace, obviously this game is a rehearsal to see what they're going to do down the road. Now they've got some other interesting games coming up. They're going to play Kindred coming up next week, and then have Mandan after that as they go into their 3A football schedule. And we're going to see a timeout taken here as Matt Dick looked across his formation, didn't have the elements that he wanted, and he'll call for a stoppage. So Matt Dick will call for a stoppage. We'll have a timeout on the field here at Cushman Field in Grand Forks. The Hawks lead the Rough Riders by a score of 14 to nothing. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network at KNOX Live Sports.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our number one.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
2nd down and 5 coming up for Grand Forks, rather for West Fargo Horace. Out of the Horace Hawk timeout, the Hawks lead it 14 to nothing with 4:20 left to go, and now, wouldn't you know it, Grand Forks Red River is going to call for timeout, and that is the second time that we've seen that here tonight. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if I can really figure out what it is that the Rough Riders saw in that sequence that they didn't like. But nonetheless, something that they weren't pleased with in that situation. So the Hawks call for timeout, and the Riders come right back and call for timeout after they line up. Joey Springer is our videographer tonight, and Joey has done both ends of the doubleheader this evening, and he has done a tremendous job for us, into his 3rd year now of video work with KNOX Live Sports. And we found him early as we got into the sports streaming business here in Grand Forks, and he's just been phenomenal, and we appreciate all of his efforts down below tonight. 2nd down and 5, and now we've got a wildcat look. Ty Gary holding his hands out behind the line, along with another, and Ty Gary is going to take the direct snap for West Fargo Horace, sweeping left side. He turns the corner as he got to the 25 and is knocked out of bounds down to around the 20-yard line, and that will be a pickup of perhaps 9 yards for Ty Gary. That'll put him to 60 on my play sheet tonight, along with a touchdown of 22 yards, but just the old sweep, student body left. They'll move it down to the 20-yard line, but out of the wildcat, if you will, as he comes out to take the direct snap after a timeout by Horace to put that unit in, and now Matt Dick will come back out as the quarterback for the Hawks. Clock down to 4:10 to go. First half not really reaching a conclusion. The Hawks, it seems like they have plenty of time right now with those 4 minutes on the board. They'll give it away up the middle. Big hole. Ty Gary cutting back over the middle ahead of the 15. Makes his way down to around the 12-yard line. And one of the Riders lost a hat in that situation. Jack Matson was part of the stop. And Noah Brandvold was as well, but that will be about a 7, perhaps 8-yard pickup. Call it 7 and some change for Gary, but he is taking over the offensive part of the first half. And those are the stories that we have tonight, really, in this one. Ty Gary on the offensive side of things, and then the defensive line for West Fargo Horace has just been a phenomenal factor. 4 receivers, twins each side on 2nd down and 3. Matt Dick takes the snap. Gary up the middle. This time he's wrapped up and will be brought down early. Braden Rauschendorfer coming up with a stop up front. A little bit of help there from Red River's Xander Wayne to getting on the stop as well. Give you a look at the Vegan Construction game look-in that we have tonight, as we were just talking about it a moment ago. Ignore the scorecard, by the way, on that. That's from the previous game. I apologize. But Vegan Construction game look-in, we've got a penalty marker on the field, and we're seeing a mark-off against West Fargo Horace. But the 2 factors in this one tonight, the defensive line for the Hawks has given 0 opportunity to move the football for Red River. Reese Walters has been under duress all night long. And Ty Gary coming into the offense, and you're seeing a lot of balance in moving the football in the backfield. Gary with 67 yards rushing, a touchdown, a catch as well. Aiden Green has done a nice job of moving the ball tonight. And they've also seen Chris Neufel come in as a wide receiver and been extremely good. So the Hawks have shown balance and a defensive line, and that's the look-in brought to you by Vegan Construction, designers, builders, engineers. A throw by Dick over the middle of the field. This one too strong and incomplete. Looking on the slant pattern over on the far side of the field, intended target on that was Braden Jacoric. Let's go with that. Braden Jacoric. And we'll put him down on the roster as number 13. We're filling in the numbers as they target people on that roster that got cut off. I've never seen that. The numbers just weren't there on one half of the roster, but on the other half, they were there. So here's 3rd down and 13. Clock stops. 3:22 to play first half. Really important defensive stand here for Red River. Even if you don't get points this half, to turn the Hawks away here and keep this a 2-score game while you make some adjustments. Dick the turn, delayed draw to Gary, and Gary gets pummeled in the backfield. Big play for the Riders when they need it. Oliver Pieper again. Pieper's been strong tonight. He comes in with a big hit on Ty Gary as they tried to run a delayed draw using some upfield pursuit from Red River against them, and the Riders weren't having it. Gary will end up losing 8 yards on the play. And so here comes 4th down and 20 for West Fargo Horace. So the Hawks looking at 4th and 20 from the Red River 29. Riders trying to get a stop and get West Fargo Horace off the field. Dick with 4 receivers, trips to the left. A blitz from Red River, it's picked up. Throw underneath is caught by West Fargo Horace. It'll be short of the first down at the 15-yard line. The catch for West Fargo Horace is into the hands of Israel Bauer. Izzy Bauer comes up with his first catch tonight, and they'll pick up 14 on it, but well short of the first down. And Grand Forks Red River's defense will hold on and take over at their own 16-yard line. So that's a huge play for Grand Forks Red River and a huge stand for the Rough Rider defense to get off the field. They really needed some help in that situation. They got it now. We'll see if they can make some adjustments and try to find a way to move the football before the end of the opening half, trying to find something to build around as they go into the locker room. And where it's going to start is up front. The Riders have got to find a way to protect against this very good defensive front. It'll go odd. 5 up on the line, bring a couple of linebackers on the edge, then they'll settle back, and now we've got a penalty marker. Let's see if the Riders are going backward. Waiting for this one to be sent in, but they're going to move it backward 5 yards against Grand Forks Red River, so it'll be 1st and 15. The Hawks have brought their linebackers up on the edge tonight and shown an odd front a couple of times, and it's a different look. It's not something that you're used to, and it causes some problems for Grand Forks Red River up on the offensive line. Snap in the backfield to Walters, trying to call his own number. He struggles back to the line of scrimmage. Again, upfield pursuit, just blowing the thing up. Kaysen Nordic has been huge up on the defensive line tonight. He comes up with a stop, but between Nordic and Toby Ritterath and also Abram Germanson, really those 3 men. But Gavin Stone's a part. I mean, obviously not trying to single anyone out, but the men that have been getting hands on the Rough Riders early have been those 3 men tonight. 2nd down, 15. Walters out of the shotgun, 3 receivers, twins to his left. He'll give it away to Noah Brandvold on a stretch play, and Brandvold's in trouble in the backfield. He's down back at the 8-yard line. Liam Gladue out of the linebacker core, able to fill, and some pressure up front from Reed Fell also. to come up with a stop, and Brandvold will lose yardage back to the 13. Be a loss of 8 yards for Brandvold. And now 3rd down and 18 for Grand Forks Red River back at their own 8-yard line. Down to 1:33 seconds to go. The Hawks have used 2 timeouts. I think if they had their full complement, they probably would have used one in that scenario. But right now, if they get a stop here, they probably have to use one. In the meantime, Grand Forks Red River is going to use a timeout. So the Riders will call for another stoppage before their 3rd down and 18 play on the way from their own 8-yard line. Still some dominance defensively from West Fargo Horace. 14-0 on the all-true scoreboard. Horace on top. Timeouts brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and brought to you by Apex Apparel. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
After the timeout, 3rd down and 18 for Grand Forks Red River, their own 8-yard line. They trail 14-0 to West Fargo Horace, and we'll see Matt Dosh stepping in under center. Dosh will give the ball away to Noah Brandvold, and Brandvold stacked up at around the 8 for no gain, and as expected, West Fargo Horace is going to use a timeout here. The timeout does a couple of things. It doesn't really force a punt. It will, of course, have Red River punting deep in their own territory, but you take the timeout here instead of saving it for the offense, and by taking the timeout in this scenario, you're looking at getting the ball back with a minute 2, minute 1 left to go by the time you catch the punt and take off up the field. So an opportunity for the Hawks to put themselves back in good position. And with Red River punting as deep in their own end as they are, well, your field position figures to be pretty good. Stick around. Halftime report on the way. Brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water. And coming up at the break, we'll take you through our highlights from the opening half of play, run down the statistical report that we have for you so far. It has been a tough night offensively for the Rough Riders, to say the least. And really one of the things that's missing is they haven't had a chance to stretch the field. There's just been no time to work with. So when you don't have the opportunity to get out and throw the football and be multidimensional, you're limited to one thing. It becomes a real problem. Right now, unofficially, I've got Red River for just 25 yards of total offense in the opening half. And it's going to be a very different scenario for West Fargo Horace when we get to their numbers, obviously. So on 4th down, Matt Dosh is going to punt the football. Dosh waiting for the snap. It's a high snap, but he's got it in the back of the end zone and sends this one towards the near side, and that one is out of bounds as well. And so the Hawks are going to get a bit of a gift here in the fact that they're now going to line up deep inside Red River territory, and that is really going to make it difficult for the Riders to keep them out of the end zone. 46 of Grand Forks Red River is well, they'll take over. And the Hawks licking their chops on an opportunity to go down and put another score on the scoreboard. I mean, this is a big opportunity for them to really throw a knockout blow and put themselves in a good spot on the scoreboard, leading 14-0. Aiden Green will motion. Matt Dick takes the snap, screen pass to Dick, actually to Green, and Green finds his way upfield across the 30 down to the 27. 50 seconds to go, and the Hawks are out of timeouts. Be a 7-yard gain for Aiden Green on his second catch tonight. 2nd down and 3.
for the Hawks. 4 receivers to the right, lone man to the left, an empty backfield, and a throw to the near side that's incomplete. Intended for Ty Gary. Stops the clock with 32 seconds left to go. So a ball in favor of Ty Gary comes up incomplete. And here comes 3rd down and 3 of the incompletion. Clock will stop with 32 seconds left to go. Hawks will come back to the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers. They'll put twins in each direction. Aiden Green on the near side. Brett Livingston, he's a very dangerous receiver, just hasn't factored much into the offense tonight. Gary in the backfield. Dick taking the snap, has some time but was pressured, throws over the middle, and the pass is caught up at the 10-yard line of Grand Forks Red River. Be a first down. Pickup of 19 yards on the play for Izzy Bauer. Bauer going down on the turf to get it, and now Bauer is injured on the end of that play. 33 yards on a pair of catches now tonight for Izzy Bauer. And on first down and 10 from around the 10, a spike of the football by West Fargo Horace's quarterback, Matt Dick. So they're trying to save a little bit of clock here. And we'll see what they can get done now with the clock at 14 seconds. And if you're looking to get in the end zone, you don't have any timeouts, so you're limited on what play you're going to call here in this scenario. You can go ahead and run the football if you feel like you can get in, but you're probably not going to get a second chance if you don't get in. So really, you're probably looking at taking shots into the end zone, and with 14 seconds, if you manage your affairs well, you might get 3 opportunities at it. Dick out of the shotgun, 4 receivers, 3 left on 2nd down and 10. Dick throwing over the middle, pass caught. Aiden Green sidesteps into the end zone. It's a touchdown for West Fargo Horace. Aiden Green will get into the end zone with the 9 seconds remaining on the scoreboard. And Green is in again from 10 yards out. And just like that, West Fargo Horace will push their lead to 20-0. Green now with 28 yards on 3 grabs tonight and 28 yards on the ground. And the night continues for West Fargo Horace's offense. They have just had a groove going. They'll look for an extra point opportunity. Hudson Kissel will come on to attempt the extra point. Kick is on its way, and that kick is good. And West Fargo Horace takes some control of the matchup with only 9 seconds remaining until halftime. New score on the All True scoreboard here at Cushman Field. It's the Hawks 21 and the Rough Riders nothing. This is our coverage of high school football. We're back with more in a moment on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Sports.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Well, West Fargo Horace moving to the 3A level after last year's state championship, and they may do just fine up there with the way they've been able to move the football around tonight and the speed that their defense has shown. They lead by a score of 21-0 with 9 seconds left to go in the half. And a ball caught on the kickoff return for Grand Forks Red River. The return will come from Cam Irian. Irian stacked up as he got to around the 35, and we'll have one more snap before the first half will come to a conclusion. Tough way to start, though, for Grand Forks Red River, obviously. Disappointing, not what they were looking for. And now we have an injured player on the field as well. Looks like another cramp issue. We expected a lot of that tonight, and we're going to have to live through some of that. But really the storyline has been 2 things. But the one thing that stands out, and again, we'll sing the praises quite often, the ability of Horace's defensive line to get up the field and stop plays. They just have not slowed down one iota tonight. They haven't run the ball particularly well. West Fargo Horace doesn't have a ton of, they've got 88 rushing yards, and so maybe saying they haven't run the ball well is a bit of a misnomer. Ty Gary is the man that's run it well. He's got 59 of their 88 yards, but
it seems like at times they found good ways to run it. And then at times, Red River's defensive line has been equal to the task in stopping it. But the way that they've been able to show balance moving the football around. Aiden Green, Izzy Bauer with a couple of catches lately, Ty Gary, Theo Seeley with a catch over the top, and of course Chris Neufeld coming in as the tight end. And those are not all necessarily starters. They show Jackson Narum, Kaysen Nordic, and Dylan Otteson as starters, and those three men tonight have combined for -2 yards offense. But Aiden Green, Izzy Bauer, Ty Gary, I mean, this is a team offensively of some interchangeable parts. And whether they shorten the roster a little bit as the season goes on, I mean, I don't know, but they have been very, very balanced that way. Quick throw by Walters off to the right side, and a drive up the field to the very end of the first half for Noah Iverson, who leaves his feet and picks up about 12 yards on a catch for Noah Iverson. And that's the way the first half will come to a conclusion, and it was a tough one for Grand Forks Red River fans. West Fargo Horace taking a 21-0 lead into the locker room here at Cushman Field tonight at the back end of our football doubleheader. Our halftime report is on the way next. It's brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports. And we're back with our halftime highlights. Stick around for those. They're coming up next.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Family Marketplace. No time to run to the grocery store? Hugo's can help. Just click on GoHugos.com and place your order online. We'll fill your order, and you can either pick it up curbside or have it delivered to your home or business. It's really that easy. Just go to GoHugos.com for all the details.
More low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
This is the KNOX Intermission Report, presented by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water.
welcome you back to our coverage of high school football tonight in the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. Apologies for a couple of technical difficulties there, folks, but we're back in action here. Grand Forks Red River at home against West Fargo Horace in a matchup of the teams that competed for the state championship a year ago in AA football. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the night, sometimes that can go a couple of different ways. It can go the way of two great teams battling each other again with some of the same personnel, or it can go a different way where the teams are brand new and they're finding what they're going to be about. And tonight it's been a little bit of that second effort that we've talked about tonight, as Grand Forks Red River is currently trailing West Fargo Horace by a score of 21-0 here at the break. Our halftime report brought to you tonight by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the men of steel. They're here to limit your downtime throughout the course of the year with Grand Forks Welding and Machine. If you break or twist a shaft or you need holes tightened to keep things moving in the right direction, Grand Forks Welding and Machine is at 1812 Gateway Drive. And our halftime report brought to you by High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. Get the chemicals out and the taste in with your water and watch your appliances last longer. No more scaly buildup around your fixtures with High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks. Well, the storyline in this one tonight is really kind of simple. It comes down to the defensive prowess of West Fargo Horace and how they have been able to just dominate the game so far tonight. Red River has had no opportunity to really open up their playbook. We have them unofficially for 25 yards offense here at the end of the opening half. And the opportunity to try to throw the football has been negated by the upfield pressure of the defensive line so far tonight for West Fargo Horace. They have just been tremendously good. And when the Riders haven't been able to sustain a drive, then Horace has the opportunity to do what they want to do. And credit Red River, they forced a couple of turnovers tonight. They haven't been able to take advantage of those with offense, but those turnovers have been timely as they've been able to stop West Fargo Horace from getting up the field and looking for even more production. But pretty simple, Horace with plenty of playmakers, and if you cannot sustain a drive against West Fargo Horace, well, the Hawks are going to have enough offense to eventually grind you down and get into the end zone, and they've done that tonight with a plethora of offensive talents. Ty Girai, we're told, is how it's pronounced. I had it right at the beginning. I was corrected during the broadcast and then recorrected. So Ty Girai, a really nice night tonight running the football, and then a pretty nice night from Chris Neufel coming in as a wide receiver as well, and really sort of coming out of nowhere to be a big offensive threat. And credit Matt Dick for West Fargo Horace, the new quarterback, for stepping into a role, being able to distribute the ball extremely well. He's been patient throughout the night. He's put the ball where it's needed to be. And in the end, West Fargo Horace has just been a step ahead of where Grand Forks Red River is as they start off their season. Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights that we have for you tonight in this matchup as we take you into our halftime presentation. And we'll start with how this thing got started tonight with a couple of big plays for West Fargo Horace on the offensive side of things. But then, of course, Grand Forks Red River hanging around, forcing a big turnover. But it starts with Ty Girai, a 22-yard touchdown run. And this was just him getting an opportunity in the game in their second possession, shaking tackles and finding his way into the end zone. A dominant run for Ty Girai, showing you what he's going to be like this year. Now, the Riders get an opportunity to stop another Horace drive. They were coming right back down the field, and a really solid play coming in here from Jonah Pence to take one away over the middle of the field. That stopped what could have been a scoring drive for West Fargo Horace, but it did not lead to points. And then throughout the night, we see Chris Neufel here coming on and making his impact known. He's done a bunch of that tonight. Touchdown catch late in the half, and then one more touchdown coming up in the half as well for West Fargo Horace. This was a nice throw again over the middle of the field to Aiden Green, who makes an impressive cutback and finds his way into the end zone. And that's what we have tonight as far as our highlights at the opening half. And it's been a very dominant West Fargo Horace offense that has come into the night and taken control of the football game. The numbers right now, West Fargo Horace with 224 yards of total offense, 135 through the air and 88 on the ground tonight, whereas Grand Forks Red River, 13 yards on the ground, 12 through the air. It's 224 to 25 in total offense tonight, and that shows you just how dominant the defense has been for West Fargo Horace. If Red River didn't face that kind of a defense, you'd feel like they'd get a handful of yards and it would at least occupy or reduce what it is that West Fargo Horace could get done. But tonight, the defense of West Fargo Horace has given their offense plenty of opportunities, and their offense is taking advantage of those. Individual numbers at the half: Aiden Green, 3 catches, 28 yards, a touchdown, 28 yards on the ground as well. Ty Girai, 59 yards on the ground, 7 yards through the air. Girai has a touchdown as well. Brett Livingston, those numbers are for Chris Neufel. Chris Neufel with 33 yards on 4 catches. Israel Bauer with 2 catches for 33. Theo Seeley with a catch for 37 yards that set up a score for West Fargo Horace. And Matt Dick has been very, very good tonight for the Hawks, distributing the football as a quarterback. As far as Grand Forks Red River is concerned tonight, Noah Brandvold, 10 yards on the ground, a 2-yard catch, a 12-yard catch for Noah Iverson at the very end of the opening half. That will actually push Red River's numbers to 37 yards of total offense tonight. Our apologies for that. Noah Pieper with a 7-yard grab, Matt Dosh with a 3-yard grab, and Reese Walters with 3 yards on 4 carries tonight. So it has been a really, really tough offensive night for Grand Forks Red River. And that's where we're at as we make our way into halftime. Our halftime report brought to you tonight by our friends at High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks, and by Grand Forks Welding and Machine. They are the Men of Steel. We've got more as we continue with our halftime report. We'll talk about our coverage for the future, as we've got a lot of different things that are on our schedule to get ready into our first full weeks of September, and plenty of good things to talk about going forward. And we'll get ready for the big inter-city battle in football with a late date this year for the Cushman Cup, or rather I should say the Cushman Classic. We'll talk more about that as we go forward in our halftime report as well. But right now, this one's all West Fargo Horace. It's the Hawks 21 and the Rough Riders nothing. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
This is the KNOX Intermission Report, presented by Grand Forks Welding and Machine, the Men of Steel, and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football tonight in the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports. For those of you that have been following along tonight in West Fargo, as we make our way to halftime and are upset about the pronunciation issue with Ty Girai's name, just to mention to you that we reached out to West Fargo Horace a handful of times throughout the course of the week to try to get some pregame information. We were given nothing to include the schools until today. And so
it was a very difficult process to try to pull things together. We usually send out requests to coaches for pregame material, and we had everything that we need for the other 3 teams that we were broadcasting for today well in advance, but for whatever reason, we did not receive information from West Fargo Horace until this morning, and so it would be beneficial to try to get that information out there a little bit faster so that we would have the opportunity to do our jobs more professionally. But our apologies for mispronouncing Ty Jirai's name throughout the course of the night. But just a note for everyone out there that, you know, when we're broadcasters and we're trying to do the job well and we're trying to do it professional and we reach out looking for the information that we need, we're not trying to waste coaches' time. We're simply trying to get the work done. And we did not have a lot of help from West Fargo Horace to try to get that done this week. 21-0, Grand Forks Red River trailing West Fargo Horace as we make our way into half number 2. The Hawks on top with a dominant performance here in the opening half of football. And now we'll see what adjustments Red River can make. Our halftime report brought to you this evening by Grand Forks Welding and Machine. They are the men of steel and High Plains Water, your source for awesome water in Grand Forks as we get ready to move into the next half of football here tonight. And let's hope, if you're a Red River fan, that you can find a couple of things to be positive about getting out there to get things moving in the second half. And if you're a West Fargo Horace fan, you've got to like what you've seen so far, because the litmus test, particularly around your defense, has been very strong tonight. They will have no issues making some things happen throughout the course of the year on the defensive side of things. So we get ready. The kick for Grand Forks Red River will come from Rylan Green. And West Fargo Horace will receive a kick for the first time tonight. And Aiden Green is one of the deep men that's back to receive the upcoming kickoff. Ty Jirai is back there as well for the West Fargo Horace Hawks. So Rylan Green stands ready. And the kick is an end-over-end short kick, and this will be fielded by Horace on the near side of the field, right around the 36 or 37-yard line. And Austin Allen, a senior tight end out on special teams, will make a catch of it and bring it down to the 36-yard line. And now this becomes a pretty important possession here in this situation. We'll see what happens here with West Fargo Horace. They get their hands on the ball and go down the field and score, and this thing is going to be a really, really tough road back for Grand Forks Red River. So there's some urgency on the Rough Rider defense to try to get this thing done and get it done now. Meanwhile, for West Fargo Horace, time's on their side. The game is on their side. Matt Dick out of the shotgun with 4 receivers, 3 to the right on first down. He'll hand it away to the right side. Dylan Otterson trying a sweep, turns it up off tackle. He's out to the 40, maybe the 41. Gain of 4. Dylan Otterson did not have a great run of things go his way in the first half. Red River had definitely keyed on him and had been able to take him out of the game for the most part. So Horace comes back trying to establish that weapon, because with Green, Bauer, Seeley, Jirai, Newfall, I mean, these guys that are in the lineup for West Fargo Horace, you start adding to that mix. And if you're a team playing them later this year, you've got to wonder who you defend and how. Aiden Green in motion to the right. They'll give to Otterson on second down, and a flag is down as Otterson makes his way out ahead of the 45 to around the 47. The penalty marker is in the vicinity of holding. As we get the second half started, our halftime coverage and our second half of coverage brought to you tonight by PS Garage Doors, where the PS stands for painless shopping. If it's time for a new garage door, PS Garage Doors has several makes and models they can show you in their warehouse in Grand Forks. And those of you in agriculture, if your implements have become a little too wide for the door, they'll come to your location, widen the door jamb, and then install the garage door that you're looking for. PS Garage Doors bringing you the second half of tonight's matchup. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR. So 10-yard mark off on the holding penalty. And it's second down and 15 for West Fargo Horace at the 32. Ball given away up the middle of the field. Otterson trying to shake out of a grasp at around the 32 or 3. But he's brought down from behind there. Connor Bishop Diaz, who's been an active defensive player tonight for Grand Forks Red River, makes the stop. And it's third down and 12 coming up for the Hawks. Horace not acting like they're in a big hurry here, though. Obviously, the lead, they feel like they've got a defense that can hold things in, and that's probably going to be the mantra for Horace throughout the course of the year. Low risk, take the risk out of it, count on your defense. 4 receivers, twins each way. Dick throwing right side, pass caught near the first down marker. Going to be short, however. Pass is caught on the far side of the football field by Brett Livingston. He's down to the 45-yard line, brought down by Bishop Diaz and company. And it's all but one that they needed. That'll be a 10-yard pickup for Brett Livingston. But they're short by about a yard. So 4th down and 1 coming up from the 45. And Horace, no problem rolling the dice. They feel like they can get a yard, so they're going to come out and hold on to the football on 4th down. So 4th down and 1. Horace from their own 45-yard line. 4 receivers, twins right, a man in the slot along with a wide man on the left. And, well, they don't have to run a play at all. They got jumping up front, and it wasn't just 1, it was 2, maybe 3 linemen for Grand Forks Red River. So a 5-yard mark off, and Horace will start from midfield. We haven't really seen a moment yet tonight where you'd say that Red River wasn't prepared, but we've got a frustrated Rough Rider that just came off the field throwing a helmet. That was Dom Lynch, who's the starting offensive lineman. He comes off after getting an opportunity to go out for a defensive snap, but he jumped. There were others that jumped as well. Dom Lynch doesn't have to take all the credit for the miscue, but nonetheless, 1st and 10 from the 50 for West Fargo Horace. Direct snap to Jirai, trying to break out towards the near corner. He turns the corner outside the numbers, the 45, and spins down near the 44-yard line, and that's an easy 6 yards, maybe 7, depending upon the spot for Jirai. I mean, just gets his way out here, and there's great blocking, good speed, got a lot of athletes up front, and Jirai will pick up 6. That'll bring him to 65 yards on the night rushing, and in the process, Riders lost Jack Matson, one of their defensive backs. He comes off hobbled a bit, and it looks like they're trying to stretch him out of a calf issue. We can expect more of that throughout the course tonight. Pretty quiet crowd tonight here at Cushman Field. 2nd down and 4. And they'll stay in the Wildcat again. There was some movement up front, however, and that's going to be flagged. Brett Livingston. It may not have been Livingston. My apologies. Kaysen Nordic was the man that moved. Kind of made a flinch towards the offensive line, and that was caught and flagged immediately. Ball will go back to the 49. It'll be 2nd down and 9. I mean, West Fargo Horace will come out of this. Harvey McMahon will have plenty of things to talk about with his team as well, because at times their offensive line is broken down. Red River's had good pursuit into the backfield. At times they've made a mistake here or there, but still plenty to be pleased about if you're the Hawks. 4 receivers, twins each way. Now a 5th will join the group. Jirai out of the backfield. Backfield's empty. They'll also motion Newfill out into the far side. He'll take a screen pass, looking for a block. Clipped down as he got to the 50. He'll make it to the 49. The line of scrimmage and no more. Matt Dosh was there to make the stop for Grand Forks Red River. So 3rd down and 9 coming up for West Fargo Horace. Clock moving, though. Already 4 minutes off of the 3rd quarter clock, and that will obviously be a factor for the Rough Riders in trying to find their way back in this one. Got to have time, and if you see the Hawks come out, kill the 6 minutes of the clock, even if they don't score, reduces the game considerably. 3rd down and 9 for West Fargo Horace. 4 receivers, and out of the pistol again, Matt Dick just taking a 1-step back pedal, throwing right side, pass incomplete. That's one that the Hawks are going to feel like they should have had. Brett Livingston had that ball in his hands over his head up at the 1st down marker and couldn't haul it in. And Horace looks to be changing out personnel to punt. So the Riders get a stop, ball at their 49-yard line, and they'll have to kick it away, will West Fargo Horace. Looks like they have Calvin Olson coming in to kick the football. Listed as a defensive back, a sophomore. Goes back to take the snap for West Fargo Horace. Riders with 1 man back at around the 15 to receive it. Flag is out, kicks away. Line drive kick that will be taken back at the 15-yard line by Red River's Cam Arian. And Arian found a hole. Arian's to the 2nd level, ahead of the 50, cuts back on the sideline inside the 35 of the Hawks, and he's down to around the 32. So Red River gets a burst as Cam Arian finds a hole to work with on the right side. There's a flag down against likely Horace based on the way that the officials are responding to the spot. And if Red River has it deep downfield, because this was on the snap, this was not on the return. Not only that, but it was thrown really behind the offensive line. It wasn't up on the line, indicating that one of the riders would have been offside. But the officials are coming together to talk through the penalty. It'll be a procedure penalty against West Fargo Horace. The riders will have an opportunity to decline that, which they do. And we'll see Grand Forks Red River take over, or they're going to mark it off. Okay, they indicated decline, but oh, there was another penalty here. There was a personal foul penalty against West Fargo Horace as well. I didn't see that one. That's why they were talking it over. There must have been 2 fouls on the play. So the ball's going to go down to the 18-yard line, and Red River will take over in the red zone. First down and 10 for Grand Forks Red River. They're going to take over deep inside Horace territory, looking to get their first points of the season on the board. Reese Walters out of the shotgun as the rider crowd tries to come to life. Walters taking the snap, throwing near side. Matt Dosh looking for room, but it's not there. Had one man out there to block and 3 different guys trying to tackle him in that situation. Stop is made by Cooper Fuchs, who's had a nice night from the linebacker core for West Fargo Horace. And it will be 2nd down and 9 coming up for Red River. Riders trying to hurry some things up now as well. At the 18-yard line, a pair of men in the backfield. Brandvold is in the backfield and will be joined now by Max Manassa. They're split around the quarterback, Walters, who takes the snap, throws screen, and it can't be caught by Brandvold. It's incomplete. And once more, you saw more upfield pursuit. It's like Abram Germanson just wasn't even blocked. Kaysen Nordic was coming in as well. The 2 ends have been a problem tonight for West Fargo Horace. And not sure if it's a scheme thing. We'll have to talk with Coach Meir coming up this week. You've got 2 different factors. One thing, obviously, they're very good, but the second part of it could be that you've got a young offensive line trying to figure it out, and they might not know how to handle what Horace is throwing at them yet tonight. Here comes 3rd down and 9. Walters taking the snap, again steps up in the pocket, hit from behind as he tried to throw the football and is down for a quarterback sack back at the 20. How Walters held on to the football, I won't know. And once again, Abram Germanson steps in and makes it happen. He has just been an absolute problem for Red River to block tonight. I tend to like the defensive side of the ball. I really appreciate that part of it. And so to see what West Fargo Horace has put together defensively, you kind of appreciate the artwork that comes with it, right? Pressure off of each edge, finding holes up the middle, confusing the offensive line, not giving them a chance to react. 4th down and 11 from the 20. Riders have to go for it as we're already past the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Riders down 21-0, and a flag comes out. And we'll see a delay of game call against Red River. So the ball will go back to the 30. So the Riders hit for delay, and it goes from bad to worse. Now it's going to be a 4th down and 17 from the 25. Red River with a pair of men going left. Matt Dosh by himself on the right. There will be some double coverage on him, a cover 2 shell for Horace. Walter steps up in the pocket again, moves laterally, then throws towards the end zone, but too high for everybody. His target in the back of the end zone was Liam Wadlow, but the ball too strong for him to get to, and good coverage back there by the Hawks anyway. That'll be a turnover on downs, and that will take us to our media stoppage that we have with 5:39 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Hawks continue to lead by a score of 21-0. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades, or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. West Fargo Horace will get the football back with 5:39 to play, their own 25. Leading by a score of 21-0, Aiden Green in motion for the Hawks, and the Hawks will give it away up the middle of the football field. Believe that this is Otterson running the football, but it'll come out to the 28-yard line for a gain of about 3. Nope, Ty Girai running the football, my apologies. And Girai will pick up 3 yards. Riders get to him with the tackle up front, Caden Tostenson, and some help on the defensive line for Ryan Ward as well. So Ty Girai getting it, packing the middle. 68 yards on the night now for Girai. And it's 2nd down and 7. Coming up for West Fargo Horace, or call it a long 6. But the factor that's strong here in this situation, down to 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter already. And the Hawks leading by a 21-0 margin. Happy to just watch that clock tick away. Chris Neuffel's going to take this on a jet sweep. He's caught on the far boundary and will be brought down for a loss back at around the 26-yard line. No chance to run with it. Matt Dosh out there to get a stop. And it looks like we have another injury timeout. And believe it or not, it's another cramp. Boy, they're doing the best they can to stretch those out tonight. And I mean, everything that they can do at this point. But when you've got the humidity and the heat that has come into play in this situation, you could just see it coming throughout the course of the day. Like, this is not going to be a fun night in this situation for the football players that are out on the turf in the humidity. Vern Meir, the head coach of the Riders, over there to check on whomever it may be. Next week, Red River on their way to Bismarck St. Mary's. And Grand Forks Central will play at Jamestown. So tonight, you have 2 games here at home. Noah Brandvold was the cramped up Rough Rider. Tonight, you've got 2 games at home, and then next week, nothing at home. The field remains empty. And that will give us an opportunity to jump the river and go to East Grand Forks when the Green Wave will open their season. They'll take on the Perham Yellow Jackets coming up on Friday night. And we'll have that for you here on KNOX Live Sports, so we invite you to join us for it. 3rd down and 9. 3 receivers to the near side of the football field. And now a 4th as Girai will come out of the backfield. Empty backfield, 5 total receivers. And Mac Dick takes the snap, little hitch and go route near side, pass caught on the near edge, and a 1st down coming up for West Fargo Horace. That ball is caught on the near edge by a new man stepping in. That's Jackson Narum making his first catch tonight. So now they develop a new weapon. Jackson Narum coming out on the flat, and Narum will take it out to the 40-yard line. 15-yard pickup for Jackson Narum, and it's a heck of a play for Matt Dick because, again, he probably could not see through the defenders and put that in the right spot. Narum had a chance to come out and read where the opening was going to be as far as where to settle in and wait for the football, and that ball went over a pair of defenders and right into Narum's hands. And picture-perfect throw for Matt Dick makes it 1st and 10 for the Hawks at their own 40-yard line. 4 receivers again, play-action throw over the middle, pass incomplete. Narum had it in his hands, tried to make a quick move with it, and ends up dropping the football. So players to move the ball tonight for West Fargo Horace. Let's do the math here. Dylan Otterson, Kaysen Nordic. Granted, it was a loss for Kaysen Nordic, but that's fine. He got his hands on the ball. Jackson Narum, Brett Livingston, Theo Seeley, Aiden Green, Izzy Bauer, Ty Girai, and Chris Neufeld. 9 different specialty players have touched the football tonight. And here's Ty Girai finding a hole off the right side of the offensive line, drives his way out to midfield. He's up just shy of the Red River 49. That's going to be another 10-yard pickup for Ty Girai and a 1st down for West Fargo Horace. Still 21-0 on the all-true scoreboard. I mean, nothing's been scored here in the second half, but it's been all West Fargo Horace as far as controlling the football. Scoreboard updates brought to you by All True. Regular screenings with All True's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Visit alltrue.org or call 780-5000. 3 receivers, twins to the left on 1st down and 10 for Horace at the Rider 49, offside, Red River. Some leaning up there, some flinching, and it looks like the guilty rider is going to be Jack Helgeson. For those of you that are Red River fans, things will be better next week. There's a lot of young players on this team that have been waiting, and you heard in our pregame report tonight with Red River head coach Vern Muir, the one unknown that you have with this kind of a group going in is that they haven't done it at a varsity level before. They've done it at the sub-varsity level, but you've got to see how they respond to the varsity game. Ty Jirai looking for a block, slips back ahead towards a cutback on his left, and they'll have a first down carry across the 40 up to the 38-yard line. Got out of a pair of tacklers that met him at the point of attack. Ian Eichmann back on the field after a cramping issue tonight. Jirai now with 85 yards on the night, just sort of blue-collaring his way towards a big total, and the ball's at Red River's 38-yard line. Clock to 3:15 to play in the third quarter. Riders just have not had their hands on the ball, and West Fargo Horace patient and just happy to reel off first downs. And they're doing that right now. Jirai starts left, cuts back right, and drifts ahead of the 35 down to the 34. That'll take him out to 90 yards on the night. And the part of that game that you appreciate when you see Horace doing that is that you've got high school players that are aware of time and space, and they know that every first down, they're not looking to extend things. They're not looking to everybody make the big play. Every first down they pick up gets them a little bit closer to their end game, which, of course, is grabbing a Week 1 victory. And as long as they hold the ball, Riders can't score. Three receivers, Twins left on second down and 5. Jirai, jet sweep coming left side, and he'll be hit at the 30, dropped to the 29-yard line. Short of the first down by about a yard. And a man that we've said the name of tonight, Oliver Pieper, comes up big with the tackle. Pieper has probably been a real bright spot for Grand Forks Red River defensively tonight. It's been tough to find those. The Riders have been changing out personnel, doing what they can do to try to come up with a combination, but Pieper has been in and around it. Connor Bishop Diaz as well. They've been standouts tonight for the Rough Riders. So here's third down and 1. Three receivers, Twins to the right. Riders will go to an odd front, 50 across the defensive line, trying to get some extra muscle against the run. Ball given away in the backfield for Otterson. Otterson trying to step back to the right. He's punished, and a flag is down as well, as Otterson gets brought down at around the 30 or 31-yard line. A loss of a yard on the play, maybe more. But there was something going on at the end of the play that was flagged by a far side referee, and we'll see what that's going to be. Jordan Stevens is our referee tonight, and they look to be set to mark off a penalty against Red River, and they may have had the inadvertent face mask here against the Rough Riders. That would be a first down. They'll mark it off 5 yards, and the ball will make its way down to the 25. So move the sticks for West Fargo Horace, and it's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for West Fargo Horace in Red River territory. Only a minute and a half to go. Three receivers now, 4, Twins each way. Quick screen pass to the near side. Niram looking for a place to work. He tiptoes his way down the sideline, broke a pair of tackles, but it was out of bounds back at the 17. Made it look a lot better than it was at the end. A 7-yard pickup for Jackson Niram before he's flushed out of bounds. I did not keep track, admittedly, but when you look at this third quarter, it would be interesting to see a time of possession statistic, because I think the Riders have maybe had the ball for 3 plays here in the quarter. Well, 4, actually. They went for it on 4th down, so they had 4 plays. And outside of that, it has been all West Fargo Horace in a quarter that has been scoreless. 4 receivers, Twins each way on 2nd down and 2. Dick out of the shotgun, play action, hitch and go, wants to throw to the back shoulder in the end zone. And, well, are we going to see a flag? No, incomplete. The Horace crowd looking for a flag. There was a lot of contact in the corner between Seco Billity and I believe Ty Jirai. They got locked up back there. It wasn't Jirai, rather it was Livingston that was in the back corner with Seco Billity. And they'll decide to hold on to the flag for a moment. It's always difficult with that face guarding situation and a defensive back's back to the football, which way that flag is going to go. And so now 3rd down and 3 with the clock halted with 1:17 to go in the third quarter. 21-0. West Fargo Horace on top, and before we have this snap, we're going to have a timeout. So a timeout is taken here at Cushman Field. Your score is 21-0. West Fargo Horace over Grand Forks Red River. We'll continue with more of our coverage of high school football next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
Well, the timeout taken by Grand Forks Red River. And here comes a 3rd down and 2. And we're going to see Ty Garai with a direct snap. He'll move it up the field for a 1st down and more as he goes right across the middle of the field, makes his way down to the 11-yard line. So out of the timeout, pickup of 7 yards. Ty Garai makes it a 1st down and 10. For West Fargo Horace, they'll put the ball down at the 11-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 11. Grand Forks Red River down 21-0 to West Fargo Horace. The clock will move inside of a minute to go in this quarter. And it has been all West Fargo Horace despite no points, at least yet. Only 4 snaps of the football for Grand Forks Red River here in the 3rd quarter of football. Garai waiting for a shotgun snap again on 1st down and 10 from the 11. And they'll run interior counter. Jackson Narum coming back to the left, and Narum reaches out for the end zone, and he's in for a West Fargo Horace touchdown. Jackson Narum will take one in, this time going in from 11 yards out, and it comes with just 37 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, but a drive that moved all the way up the field slowly but surely and in dominant fashion, and West Fargo Horace now leads by a score of 27-0. So the Hawks leading 27-0, and we'll see Hudson Kissel come on to attempt the extra point to make it a 28-point lead with just seconds to go here in the quarter. The kick is partially blocked and ends up spinning away no good, but the Hawks take the lead and move it further. 27-0, West Fargo Horace over Grand Forks Red River with 37 seconds left to go in the 3rd. Our coverage of high school football will continue next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Sports.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. And West Fargo Horace set to kick the football away, now leading by a score of 27-0 over Grand Forks Red River. Kissel will tee it up and gets ready to send this one away, as Grand Forks Red River will get another possession, looking for an opportunity to find at least a little bit of momentum before next week's game. Cam Irian on the return. He'll make it out to the 36-yard line. And the Rough Riders get the football. There just hasn't been a whole lot of bright spots in this one. For Grand Forks Red River, taking a look at the play sheet tonight for the Rough Riders, and very little offense on it here in the second half. And they could use something positive right now, as when you come into a first game like this, and they're playing a pretty good team. It looks like West Fargo Horace is going to be a really, really good team, but you still have to find a way to put something together that you believe in getting ready for your next week game.
as they get set to go to Bismarck St. Mary's. So, back out to take a shotgun snap is Reese Walters. Walters taking a look towards the left side, throws it underneath, down to a knee to pick this one up for Red River is Liam Wadlow. Wadlow will make the catch at the 40-yard line. Gain of 4. And we'll see a second down and 6 coming up here for the Rough Riders as the clock down to 10 seconds. So we'll see if Red River runs another play or if that will take us into quarter number 4. It looks like the latter is going to be the case, and we're headed to the fourth quarter of football. So quarter number 4 on the way. West Fargo Horace dominates the third quarter. 5 snaps in that third quarter for Grand Forks Red River. And Horace tacks on a touchdown to make it a 27-0 lead over Grand Forks Red River as we make our way to the fourth. That's our third quarter score of the All True scoreboard. Timeouts brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of egg tires in the region. And brought to you tonight by our friends at Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround family owned and operated promotional shop in Grand Forks. Our fourth quarter is on the way next.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Blue Rich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our #1.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
On first down to start the latest drive, rather second down to start the latest drive, a throw to the near side from Matt Dosh coming from Reese Walters, and Dosh will make the catch out on the near sideline. Near first down yardage, up at around the 46. And we'll see where they put it down. They're actually going to spot it just ahead of the 46-yard line, and so Grand Forks Red River picks up a first down that they badly needed. Matt Dosh will pick up his second catch of the night. That'll be a 10-yard pickup. And it's rather a 7-yard pickup for Matt Dosh. And so it's first down and 10 for Grand Forks Red River at their own 47-yard line. A quick look underneath. Dosh throwing right side. Pass caught again near edge for Liam Wadlow. And Wadlow will step on the boundary up and around the 45. And that will give Red River a 9-yard pickup. So Liam Wadlow starting to factor into the offense here. He's been targeted a couple of times. And the Riders get him the football for a 9-yard pickup. And it's second down and 1 for the Rough Riders. Riders down 27-0 on the All True scoreboard. Ryan Cunningham with you tonight from Cushman Field here in Grand Forks. And the Riders have had a tough night trying to find something to build on late. Out of the shotgun, Walters throwing again. Dosh again given some soft play on the near sideline. He's able to make the catch, steps out of bounds. Ahead of the 40, down to the 39. That'll be a 6-yard pickup from Matt Dosh. And Red River has some momentum and some rhythm here for the first time tonight. Ball will go to the 39-yard line, and it's first down and 10 for the Rough Riders at West Fargo Horace's 39. Horace leading, though, 27-0 as the fourth quarter begins to unfold. Red River trying to use the boundary, save as much time as they can here on these quick patterns to the side. Now Walters, play action, going to throw middle of the field, and the ball poked to the air and incomplete. Here comes a flag. Horace crowd's not going to like it, but in the end, they're going to call a contact against Liam Wadlow. Wadlow was hit from behind, and the coaching staff from West Fargo Horace coming out of the field asking why that's a flag. They saw it better than we did. Down on the field, looked like a couple of players got there at the same time, but there could have been an arm or something that made some contact before we got there. So a 15-yard pass interference penalty will be marked off against Grand Forks, or rather against West Fargo Horace. And this will go down to the 24-yard line of the Hawks. So Red River gets a penalty to work their direction. And it's first down and 10 for Red River at the Hawk 24. Riders looking for their first points of the season. Reese Walters trying to develop a little bit of rhythm as a quarterback and get ready for a week number 2 matchup on the road in the capital city. 3 receivers, twins left. And we'll see Walters moving Noah Brandvold to his left to the backfield. Another blitz, and Walters in trouble. He'll be caught and sacked. Another blitz coming from West Fargo Horace, and the Hawks have had all kinds of success tonight doing those things defensively. Cooper Fuchs comes off the edge and is able to run down Reese Walters from behind. And that'll bring back a second down and 13 for Red River back at the 27-yard line. So 3 receivers after the loss of 3. Walters felt the pressure that time, was able to turn it upfield, not take a tremendously negative play. Quick throw near side. Dosh wrestled out of bounds. That will take him up to around the 22-yard line. Be a gain of about 5 for Matt Dosh. Dosh now with 5 catches for 21 yards this evening. And here comes 3rd down and 8. Clock will halt again with 10:59 to go here in the 4th quarter. So just a minute into quarter number 4. Riders looking for a touchdown to try to get on the board. 3 receivers. A hitch and go pattern, and now Walters in trouble. Makes a little shovel pass to Dosh, who sidesteps the defender, makes his way down to the 11-yard line. Nifty play. Dosh will pick up 11 yards on the catch. A nice little sidestep and a broken play. Reese Walters sort of improvising, and he was able to make a backhand sort of shovel pass upfield after his first option was taken away, trying to target the end zone. And it's 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for Grand Forks Red River, trying to find their way to a touchdown. Dosh will motion his way out towards the right. He'll take the snap. Brandvold on the right side trying to rush towards the tackle, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage, perhaps, maybe back to the line of scrimmage for no gain, and it will be 2nd down and 10. Coverage of tonight's matchup brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR for PS Garage Doors in Devils Lake in Grand Forks, where the PS stands for Perfect Service. They'll have you covered on any make and model of garage door at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Again, 772-DOOR to take in their service. 3 receivers for Grand Forks Red River on 2nd down and 10 from the Horace Hawk 11-yard line. Riders down 27-0, looking for a score. Little zone read play. Reese Walters trying to call his own number. Wrestled down from behind as he got to the 10. And a little bit more extracurricular activity on the end of these plays. Some atmosphere is beginning to sneak in out on the field. We've seen some back and forth hand shoves at the end of the last couple of plays. Frustrating night for Red River. Night for some celebrations here for West Fargo Horace. It'll be 3rd down and 9 from the Horace 10. Twin receivers to the left. And we'll see Reese Walters waiting out of the shotgun with Noah Brandvold to his right in the backfield. Walters taking the snap, throwing screen pass to Brandvold. He's got an open field to work with, turns his way upfield in the right hash mark. Got to the 7. Here comes 4th down. No motion as of yet by the Riders to send in a kicking team. So they want the end zone here, or so it would appear. Clock down to under 9 to play here in the 4th quarter. And it looks like Red River's going to call for timeout. So the Riders will call for a stoppage with 4th down and 6 from the 7 coming up as they look desperately for some points. Let's take a media stoppage as well. 4th down and 6 from the 7. Riders down 27-0 on the All-True scoreboard, and we're back with more in just a couple of moments.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark. RBB Electric, your 24/7 electricians.
All right, so 4th down and 6 from the 7-yard line following a timeout by Grand Forks Red River. The Riders down by a score of 27-0, looking for any way in to the West Fargo Horace end zone. The Hawks have been stolid tonight defensively. They have not been able to find a crack as Grand Forks Red River. They've been able to drive the ball a bit on this possession, but now at 4th down and 6 from the 7, if they're going to score, it may come down to this play. Reese Walters waiting for a shotgun snap. He's got it. Throws back at the end zone. Pass broken up and incomplete. He had a receiver in the back of the end zone looking for Aiden Beckman. It was deflected on the way through. And so this one will be turned over on downs to West Fargo Horace. They'll take over at their own 8-yard line with the clock down to 8:47 to play
in quarter number 4. Well, that may be the best shot that the Riders are going to get with some of the ones in for West Fargo Horace. Now the Hawks leading 27-0 will get the ball back with just under 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And they'll try to move down the field for a 5th touchdown tonight. And we'll start checking some of their personnel to see if Harvey McMahon and the crew decide to make some changes. Right now, Matt Dick is going to stay in at the quarterback position. And on first down, a give off the left tackle to Ty Garai. No, correction, that will be Dylan Otterson that carried the football. And Otterson will pick up 5 yards. And we'll see a 2nd down and 5 coming up. And another cramping situation for Grand Forks Red River. Another player goes down. It's been mass casualty situation on that situation tonight. It really has been a tough night for the Cramps. We'll take another timeout for you as well. Stoppage here with the clock down to 8:33 to go. We're back with more in a couple of moments here on KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Following the timeout, West Fargo Horace with the football at their own 13-yard line, looking at 2nd down and 5, leading 27-0. Ball on the left side of the field. Dylan Otterson, a cutback lane. He'll drive himself ahead to the 19-yard line, and that'll be enough for a 1st down as he'll pick up 7 yards on the play. Otterson now beginning to mop up a handful of statistics as well. Ty Garai with 94 yards on the ground tonight to lead the way. And in the first half, West Fargo Horace was very happy to spread it out, throwing the football and really utilize the whole field. Here in the second half, as they have had control of it, they've called upon their team to control the ball on the ground and extinguish clock. Now, they did a lot of that in the 3rd quarter. The 4th quarter has been a little herky-jerky so far, but they have been able to do all the things they wanted to tonight. Otterson, starting towards the left, comes back right on a straight give, and now we've got a flag that comes in from behind the play. I wonder if we're going to see a face mask here. Otterson kind of made a sidestep. Nope, going to be a holding penalty coming up against the Hawks. And we'll see what happens here. Looks like they're going to mark off this penalty from the 19. So this will take it back to the 9. And we'll see a 1st down and 20 coming up for West Fargo Horace. Man, a really, really quiet Grand Forks Red River crowd tonight. There are a couple of moments where they've been able to come to their feet and have something to celebrate, but one of the reasons why it's quiet is because the Hawks have just taken them completely out of this with the way that they have skillfully and just with, I guess, patience, moved the ball down the field, throw to the right side of the field that is incomplete, intended out on the edge for Theo Seeley. It'll be 2nd down and 20. It's one thing to watch a fast break offense go out there and hit you for 3 plays, 70 yards, and score, and then give it back to you. But the way Horace has done this tonight, Red River's never been able to get their hands on the ball. That's the problem. They've never had the football tonight. So here comes 2nd down and 20. And a shotgun snap taken by Dick. They run straight to the near side with Otterson. And Otterson to the 10 for a gain of about a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 19. Clock to 7 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter and running. Our next game broadcast will be on Tuesday when Grand Forks Central heads across the river to take on East Grand Forks in high school volleyball. It'll be the debut of high school volleyball for the season coming up next week. That will take place at
East Grand Forks Senior High School. We'll have it for you that night. That is a 7:30 first serve. Now, for those of you on the North Dakota side, keep in mind 7 o'clock is when we start EDC matches, but over there, they go at 7:30 in the AA matches. A roll to the near side of the field by Dick. He'll throw into the backfield for Kaysen Nordic, and Nordic turns it up the sideline, gets across the 15, makes his way to the 17, now the 22-yard line. Not enough for a first down, and here comes the punt unit for West Fargo Horace. As Kaysen Nordic picks up a good chunk of yardage, but not enough for the first down, and Red River's going to get one more opportunity with kind of a short field in front of them here. As we'll see Cam Irian going back just beyond the midfield stripe to take in the kick for West Fargo Horace. And the Riders, if they don't turn it over here, would have an opportunity for one more short porch and flags before this ball can be punted. This may be moving a little bit further back against West Fargo Horace. Let's see. The officials talking things over. And for those of you that are watching the officials tonight, when you see an official take that right hand and put it up near his shoulder, this crew, I believe, is mic'd up tonight, so they have the opportunity to talk to one another. That's something that came into the game a handful of years ago, and they embraced it rather quickly here in Grand Forks. They can talk to each other from all over the field and enforce penalties a little bit more quickly than having to get together and talk about it. Cam Irian picks up a punted ball after he put it on the turf, and now we've got a flag down as Irian tries to reverse his field, and very likely going to see a block in the back here or some sort of clipping penalty as Irian comes up with a good return across the 40 down to the 37. However, there was a flag right where Irian reversed his field, and when you see that flag come out when a player turns and reverses their field, a block in the back, well, this one's going to be a straight-up holding penalty. It's going to go against Grand Forks Red River, and that's going to bring us to our media stoppage tonight. So media timeout that we'll have for you here. We'll come back with more in a couple of moments from Cushman Field. It's 27-0, West Fargo Horace on the All True scoreboard. We'll continue with more next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
We make our way into the latter stages of the matchup tonight. 5:35 to go here in quarter number 4. Grand Forks Red River will have the football back. One more opportunity for the Riders to try to get at the field and put something on the board. Trailing by a score of 27-0. 3 receivers in the matchup and some new personnel coming into the game as well. We'll see Reese Walters handing things off to Connor Bishop Diaz. Senior running back, reserve running back, Diaz will take it to the 40 for a gain of a yard. And it will be second down and 9. Well, you know, we talk about the struggles that the offensive line has had tonight, and for Grand Forks Red River, that is. And Vern Muir in our pregame report, he told us, hey, this is the first year in a while now we haven't had a Division I offensive lineman up front. J.B. Walters obviously graduating last year and making his way down to South Dakota. Here's a takeaway. Interception picked off on the far side by Cooper Fuchs, and Fuchs will be brought down on the far boundary as Reese Walters got up there to take him down, but Cooper Fuchs coming up with a takeaway for Grand Forks, rather for West Fargo Horace, and the Hawks will take over at the 20-yard line of Grand Forks Red River, and a chance for the Riders to score goes off the boards on a turnover. So a tough break there for Grand Forks Red River. And it'll be another opportunity for Horace to stretch things out a little bit further tonight. Boy, oh boy. First down and 10, Horace leading by a score of 27-0. And now 4 receivers in the matchup as Matt Dick will come back out onto the field. A man in the backfield with him, Ty Garai.
A look by Dick. He'll throw over the middle of the field. Aiden Green going up to make a catch. Now makes a cut, gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow. That is a nifty play for Aiden Green and West Fargo Horace as they put another score on the board. This should be the running time rule that comes into play now, and it will be. Clock will start running again as Aiden Green comes up with a 20-yard touchdown grab for West Fargo Horace, showing you the athleticism that he has. And that will make this a 33-0 ball game in favor of West Fargo Horace. Well, they have started off following their AA football state championship. I don't really know if we call it defending the championship because they can't. Extra point kick is on the way, and that kick is good for Hudson Kissel to make it 34-0. But it's not defense of a title. They're at the 3A level, but when you take a look at some of the playmakers that they have, and it's different up there at the 3A level when you're playing Fargo Davies, West Fargo, and West Fargo Cheyenne. But when you see some of the playmakers they have and what they've been able to put together defensively tonight, you start to think this team might make a little noise at that 3A level. A look at that play again on the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. Throw across the middle. Green has to go up, then watch the athleticism here. Plant cut into the end zone. Man, they have executed a lot of things well tonight, and they lead by a score of 34-0 over Grand Forks Red River. Well, our post-game report on the way coming up in a bit. You'll be able to see some of those plays again coming up later on tonight, so we invite you to stay with us for our post-game report brought to you by Spring Advantage. Everything you need for spraying and application on your farm, and brought to you tonight as well by the Ski and Bike Shop. Quality products to get you moving in Grand Forks at the Ski and Bike Shop. They'll bring you our post-game report coming up tonight as well, and we'll take a look through the highlights in this one and get ready to start winding things down for week 1 and move on to week 2. Kickoff is away, and Grand Forks Red River on the return. New man on the return for the Rough Riders is Caden Porter, a sophomore, and a flag comes in now on the end of the return as well. And that's something that we're obviously not looking forward to, or any further penalty flags here as the game gets into running time with a 34-0 lead for West Fargo Horace. And I mean, and if you're looking for a consolation for Grand Forks Red River, it's not like Horace came out and just smacked 34 points on the board. Red River made a couple of defensive plays, forced some turnovers, got after the run a little bit. It's just Horace's ability to grind you down, as there will be a penalty marker against Horace here. The Hawks will give up 15 yards on a penalty. So out to the 49-yard line comes the football for Red River. And the Riders are going to leave most of their starters in the matchup. And again, preseason game, trying to find something they can hang their hat on here a little bit. Shotgun snap coming up for Reese Walters. Quick throw to the near side of the field. Pass is caught, looking for a hole. Max Manassa makes his way down the sideline. Jump cuts around a defender inside the 30 and finds his way down to around the 27-yard line. So Max Manassa picks up a 22-yard gainer. And Red River will have a 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Clock moving with 3:50 to go. You see the effects of that continuous clock rule come into play now as they don't stop it for the first down. 1st down and 10 for Grand Forks Red River, the 27 of the Hawks. 3 receivers again. Play action, throw near side. Pass caught for Noah Iverson. And Iverson will step inside the 20 down to around the 17, but another penalty marker. Boy, those are starting to add up quickly tonight, aren't they? Particularly here in the second half. Double shift against Red River that's going to wipe out the gain for the Riders. So from the line of scrimmage, this will go back to the 32. And it will be 1st down and 15 coming up for the Rough Riders. Well, following tonight, hope you have a great Labor Day holiday, wherever you may be headed off to for the Labor Day weekend. Lots of college football out there to start wrapping our brains around as well. 3 receivers on 1st and 15. Late screen pass to Noah Brandvold, and Brandvold will be rubbed out of bounds on the near sideline around the 28-yard line. Gain of perhaps 4. So 3rd down and 11 coming up. We will come back again here at Cushman Field in a couple of weeks when Grand Forks Central goes up against Dickinson. That'll be our next matchup here at Cushman Field as far as a football broadcast goes. 3 receivers, twins to the right on 2nd down and 12. Play action, looking to throw. Walters, a wide open man over the top, and he comes up too strong for Brody Neal. Neal was running down the field, wide open, got past the coverage, but the ball a bit strong from Reese Walters. Good throw from Walters. He hasn't really been able to stretch the field deep tonight, in part because he hasn't had time to do it. And this really isn't an accurate test for Reese Walters, because when you've been under duress, you're not really sure what you're capable of. But good improvement from week 1 to week 2 for the offensive line, perhaps, and maybe next week against Bismarck St. Mary's. Walters will have a better opportunity to kind of show us what he's able to do as a quarterback. 3rd down and 12 from the 29 of Horace. And Walters, again, that hitch and go. That one snuffed out. Now he's going to throw it underneath, and he makes the catch on the near side to Noah Iverson, and Iverson rumbles down to the 16. That may be enough for a first down.
Pass is complete to the 12, Noah Iverson.
And it will be. First down and 10 for Grand Forks Red Rivers. The clock is inside of 2 minutes to go. Riders down 34-0 to West Fargo Horace, trying to find points at the end of the game just to get that 30-plus deficit off the board, stop the clock, and have a little momentum going into week 2. 3 receivers, twins right. Play action to Brandvold, throw near side again. Iverson trying to break a tackle, took a big hit on the boundary, and here comes another flag for a late hit.
Pass is complete to the 12, Noah Iverson.
Things have been a little loose and chippy on the field here as the night has gone on, and Grand Forks Red River is going to have an opportunity on first down and goal from inside the 2, most likely, or right around the 2-yard line. They're going to put it at the 2. So first down and goal for Grand Forks Red River from the 2-yard line, trying to find their way into the end zone. 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go. Ball ended up out of bounds, but they'll run the clock, obviously, with the 30-point rule here. So the Riders first and goal from the Hawk 2-yard line, and Matt Dosh will come in as the quarterback. Brandvold gets the ball, runs a man over, and finds his way into the end zone, I believe. No signal as of yet. They're going to mark him short. I think everybody on the field thought Brandvold got in. They're going to mark him short. Boy, the nose of the football just on the edge of the goal line. So second down and goal from well inside the 1. Dosh under center. Takes the snap, tries to get it himself. Knocked back, now steps forward and finds his way into the end zone for a Grand Forks Red River touchdown. And the Rider crowd has something to celebrate tonight. 55 seconds to go in the game, and Matt Dosh will find his way into the end zone from 1 yard out to make it a 34-6 matchup. So Matt Dosh comes in, finishes off the drive, and Grand Forks Red River finds some points at the end of the football game to start putting this one in their rearview mirror and get ready for week 2. And now with all kinds of shifting out there, another penalty marker comes out with 55 seconds to go. Somebody send that message down to the field that no one's looking for any more penalty markers in this one coming up tonight. Again, our post-game report on the way. Stay tuned with us following the post-game, following our break after game action concludes. We will bring you the highlights from tonight's matchup. We'll go through the big plays in this one, so those of you that weren't with us earlier, you'll have a chance to relive those. Our highlights package coming up right away in our post-game report tonight, brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop and brought to you by Spring Advantage. And the Riders will attempt an extra point from deep. This will be a 25-yard extra point opportunity for Rylan Green. Snap on the ground, but picked up, kick on its way, angled left, and he just snuck it in. So he snuck it in. He got it in there. And Grand Forks Red River has found themselves on the board tonight. We'll take a final break and come back with a wrap-up of this one, the final few seconds, and we'll get ready for the post-game report next. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports. Game look-in that we have for you this evening brought to you by Vegan Construction. Designers, builders, engineers in the Grand Forks area for nearly a century with quality work. West Fargo Horace sets the tone with their defensive line tonight, their front seven, giving Red River very little chance to maneuver, and took advantage with a big night rushing the football for Ty Girai, 94 yards. And the Riders are down 34-6 after getting themselves on the board. That's our game look-in. It's brought to you tonight by Vegan Construction. Designers, builders, engineers in Grand Forks. Short kickoff. Continuous clock is now off. And we'll see if the Hawks come out to just take the victory formation and they get ready to move on to week 2 as well. Again, West Fargo Horace will take on Kindred next week. And, I mean, that's a AA team playing a 3A team. And the lines in the Eastern Dakota area, I'm not going to call it the conference just yet, but the lines continue to blur, don't they? With Kindred and Central Cass taking on more and more quality competition. The Viking basketball team last year took on Fargo North in a regular season matchup and won. And obviously there was some talk for a while that Kindred might have to move up to the 3A level, but or I should say rather the AA level of basketball in the 3-division system. They will not. But they do move up due to enrollment on the football side of things, and it is an enrollment issue. They moved up above a cutoff. It was not because of a shuffling of teams. There was a number that was established, and Kindred is over it. One more knee to be taken here by Matt Dick and West Fargo Horace. You know, keep in mind, they came here last year for the players that were on that team. They came here last year, and they were beaten in overtime on a plunge by Pierce Parks. Now, they won the game that mattered in the Dakota Bowl, obviously, but they came here maybe looking for an opportunity to get one back in their column on this field, and they do so tonight as they run away with this one. Your final score this evening on the All-True scoreboard will be West Fargo Horace 34, Grand Forks Red River 7. Highlights package after a very brief break as we bring you our post-game report brought to you by Spring Advantage and the Ski and Bike Shop. Our highlights are on the way next on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics, we craft your vision, you watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All-True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
This is the KNOX post-game show, brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop and Spray Advantage.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football tonight in the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports, as tonight West Fargo Horace shows us that they've got some potential as they break into the 3A level tonight. A commanding win, 34-7 over Grand Forks Red River tonight. And the Riders with a few different questions they'll have to answer as they get ready going in to their next matchup. Our post-game report tonight brought to you by Spray Advantage. Everything you need for spraying and application on your farm. The difference between Spray Advantage and their competitors is that Spray Advantage has what you're looking for in stock. Tips, tanks, nozzles, pumps, grain carts, and seed tenders. 2 locations locations to serve you in Grand Forks and St. Thomas. Spray Advantage. Make them a part of your agricultural game plan now and for years to come. And our post-game report tonight brought to you as well by the Ski and Bike Shop with quality products in Grand Forks, that new Trek bike, all the skis that you're looking for, and great service to get you moving. Ski and Bike Shop and Spray Advantage bringing you our post-game report here tonight. Well, it was one of those situations this evening where you wondered what you were going to get from each team tonight. And what we found out is that what starts with a dominant presence up front for West Fargo Horace turned into some real balance, as they have 8 or 9 different men that can move the ball. But one of the real issues that really stands out for Horace tonight is Matt Dick settling into that new quarterback role. He was very confident distributing the football tonight and was able to get a lot of things done as far as a number of ball handlers that he threw the ball to. It wasn't just running the football. He was able to distribute and knew exactly where to look throughout the course of the night tonight, and that was a very well-trained and prepared quarterback ready to go on the field this evening for West Fargo Horace. And when they got their hands on the ball, they were patient. They were more than willing to take the yardage. They were more than willing to take the first downs. They were just more than willing to hold on to the football and wait for good things to happen. Those good things did happen. For Red River, they just didn't get a serious test of their offense tonight. One of the reasons for that, really simply put, that defensive line really made it difficult for Red River to hold on to the football. I didn't think they had a first down until maybe towards the fourth quarter. They did get in the end zone at the end of the game, but the simple fact of the matter is their offensive line is going to have to grow up and grow up quickly, and we knew that coming in, some inexperience up there. As they make some improvements, they'll give time for Reese Walters and company to develop some things offensively, but tonight it was a bit of a learning curve for Grand Forks Red River as they're beaten by a final score of 34-7. Well, let's show you how this one played out here tonight as we take you a little deeper into our matchup this evening with our post-game report. And we'll go through the plays that we had that were the big ones coming up for tonight. It goes back into the first half of football this evening, where we see the emergence of Ty Garai, who is going to be a big one. First scoring play on the board tonight comes from 22 yards. Ty Garai getting the carry, finding a way upfield, bouncing off a couple of tacklers and getting his way into the end zone. That was a play that set the tone early. First points of the board. West Fargo Horace took the lead. Now they were driving again, and this was a big play for Jonah Pence tonight for Grand Forks Red River, stepping in front of a pass in the midfield, was able to force a turnover. That got the crowd going for Grand Forks Red River at that point, turned away a drive for West Fargo Horace. But when they got the ball again, they found Chris Newfall, one of their wide receivers that steps in and plays a big factor in this one tonight, showing you how difficult this team is going to be to cover throughout the night. He gets into the end zone for a touchdown, and then at the very end of the opening half, they're able to find another weapon coming into the game as well, as this time they throw over the middle for Aiden Green. Green, the first of a couple of touchdowns on his night tonight for West Fargo Horace. Going further into the second half tonight, we'd see Green stepping in to a play once again, a dive towards the end zone for Jackson Narum. That was him getting the opportunity to score. And then it would be Green later in the half. And this is an unbelievably athletic play. High catch for Green, plant and a kick on the cut. He makes his way into the end zone. One of those really, really pretty plays tonight. How did the Riders get on the board? It was Matt Dosh down the stretch this evening. Dosh makes his way into the end zone with a plunge, and Matt Dosh taking the ball into the back of the end zone for a score tonight. And your final score in this one this evening is a final of Grand Forks, Red River being beaten by West Fargo Horace by a score of 34-7. Well, let's go to our post-game awards as we wrap up our post-game report tonight, brought to you by the Ski and Bike Shop and by Spray Advantage. We'll start with our PS Garage Doors Player of the Game tonight. And our Player of the Game brought to you by PS Garage Doors, where, again, their motto is the PS standing for perfect service. They can service any make and model of garage door. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR for PS Garage Doors. And when it's time for you to get service on your current garage door, they've got that. They also have painless shopping with their warehouse on the other side of the I-29 overpass on Demers in Grand Forks. And Player of the Game tonight for Grand Forks Red River, we'll give it to Matt Dosh for getting into the end zone. Dosh, the lone touchdown tonight for Grand Forks Red River. He's going to have a season, and Matt Dosh will be our Player of the Game award winner, brought to you tonight by PS Garage Doors. Our next award is our Finest Auto Trim Finest Cover of the Game, and it's brought to you tonight by Finest Auto Trim, where their motto is big or small, they cover it all. Finest Auto Trim specializes in giving you new covering on your boat seats, on your implements for agriculture as well. Those of you that have been out doing the work of agriculture, you know what it's like to be in seats that give you no support. get that support with our friends at Finest Auto Trim. They can recover those seats and all the different types of trucks that you have, combines, whatever the case may be. They've got you covered with new coverings there. And our Finest Auto Trim finest cover of the night, well, I think we know where that one's going to go, because the defensive highlight tonight for Grand Forks Red River came from a young man by the name of Jonah Pence, who comes up with the takeaway this evening for the Rough Riders. One of the bright spots tonight defensively, stepping in front of a route and making his way back upfield on what turned out to be a turnover that was forced by Red River early when they needed one. And so Jonah Pence will win our award for the Finest Auto Trim, finest cover of the game this evening. Also, one more award to tell you about. It's the Northland Community and Technical College Points Against Hunger that we have for you throughout the course of our season. And this is a really, really fun award, but it's also a very valuable award that we're happy to pass along to you as we go throughout the course of the year. Northland Community and Technical College is helping us stamp out hunger with our coverage of sports in the region. Each time a touchdown is scored, each time we score goals, three-pointers, various ways to accumulate dollars, money is donated by Northland Community and Technical College to the Pioneer Food Pantry in East Grand Forks to try to stamp out hunger all throughout our region. And tonight, Grand Forks Red River gets on the board with 7 points, and that means that $7 will be donated tonight by Northland Community and Technical College that will go to the Pioneer Food Pantry in East Grand Forks. But that's a great award that we're happy to bring you throughout the course of the year. And our thanks going out to Northland Community and Technical College. If you're looking for that liberal arts degree to get a great career started and do it for less money, Northland Community and Technical College in East Grand Forks can give you the start that you're looking for your career. Well, that'll do it for our coverage tonight as we continue along with our high school sports coverage. But stick around, because we're coming back next week. We'll have volleyball on Tuesday over at East Grand Forks Senior High School. Central and East Side will do battle coming up on Tuesday for high school volleyball. We'll have that for you on KNOX Live Sports coming up on Tuesday. And we get back at it for East Grand Forks football on Friday night next week when the Green Wave will take on Perham. We've enjoyed this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it tonight as well. Thank you for joining us all around the region. West Fargo Horace starts off their season with a commanding win over Grand Forks Red River. 34-7, your final score at Cushman Field tonight. Our post-game report has been brought to you by Spray Advantage and also by the Ski and Bike Shop. This is our coverage of high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Sports.